Hey, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Catch That, where we break.
Oh my God, and my hat looks stupid.
Good. Oh, you didn't like the snapback joint? Okay.
Yeah, it was looking stupid. So I'm glad at least fucked up. So I can make it.
Yo, people. All right.
Okay, go ahead. All right.
You're not recording this, are you?
Right.
Hey, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Catch That, where we break down R&B albums, eras, and topics in an honest and thorough way. I am Naturally Elise, and that is my brother.
They are.
And we are the R&B representatives. And today we are welcoming back my arch nemesis, the hate of my life, Mr. Mark Chappelle. Hey, brother.
Hi, Elise. See, I didn't do no extra on it. And then JR, my favorite. How you doing, man?
Hi, what's going on, man? Y'all see what kind of show this is gonna give? Y'all see it already, y'all already.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the nicest I have ever come in, and I want points for it.
Yes.
Because see, okay, so in past shows, if you notice that all of those, I went into them being very respectful and chilling on Mark relative to how me and Mark normally interact.
I feel like we
And
just
he
continuity error, but go ahead.
he just poked me. No, look, you'll see a progression. At the beginning, I'm being cool, and then you just keep poking the bear. I'm the bear, and he just kept on. So I decided to just come in swinging. But hey, bro.
Wow. This is what happens when we serially hurt black women, and then they turn into Elise. And we don't understand why they like this.
Oh my
He's not wrong.
And I also don't know how to fix it. So yeah, I'm sorry. So she's this way because of me. I did this to y'all.
So welcome.
Even if
How are
make it
you for
that way,
real?
what is that?
But no,
I'm
how
one of
how,
my
how
favorite
how are
people.
you?
Anyway, I'm sorry. How am I? I am super good. Actually, been looking forward to this because I feel like it's going to be a different show than we usually have. Because I have questions for Yao.
Ooh.
I
Mhm.
heard through the grapevine that somebody didn't really like this album. Who might?
Damn, I wonder who that was.
What was that?
Well,
Damn.
JR, how about you tell him what album we talking about that somebody or somebody don't like?
May or may not.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
I wonder. Well, they're gonna find out in this episode. So, the album that we will be talking about with Mark is Mariah Carey's Music Box. So we gonna get into this for real, y'all. But y'all know how we start our episodes. We always want to see where people, was introduced to the artist. So, Mark, when was you introduced to Mariah Carey?
Okay, well, I feel like we were all introduced to Mariah on the Arsenio Hall show. We've seen her in the little black dress doing Vision of Love with the hand movements and the all that. Yeah. So it's just like wow, she really has those high notes, and of course we all are used to Whitney Houston's big ballads and stuff. I wasn't into ballads, so I really didn't get into Vision of Love the way everyone did. I'm just kind of like, okay, we know she can sing. That's just a done deal. And I was into Someday, but I was mad that the remix wasn't on the album, so I just didn't really get into the album. And then when Emotions came out, I thought it was a song I had missed from the first album. I said, oh, wait a minute. Let me go back and get into that first album. And I was scanning through looking for, you know, yeah. I didn't find it. I was like, well, what is this? And I didn't realize there was a new album coming out that fast. And so Emotions was the first album I got into of hers, and it had her, Walter Afanasieff, and sorry, son of a, that was my old pronunciation. Before I knew how it was, it's Afanasieff.
You better than me because I was gonna
I'll
call him
pull it
Walter
up.
this whole episode.
I was like, I know it has to be Afanasieff. No, it's Afanasieff. All right. And I don't even know what kind of name that is, but anyway, dude can produce some music. So it was Afanasieff and CNC Music Factory, and I loved all of these songs, right? After that, I was like, okay, so I'm in. I feel like I'm invested. I got an album. I know some deep cuts. And so when Dream Lover came out, I think I probably bought the single before I even heard it. I was like, okay, let's see what's going on here, and it was super dope. And that's why I'm just like, I got super into Music Box once I could afford to buy it because I had no job then. But yeah, the whole thing about getting money, so getting music before you have money is a challenge. But this is like definitely one of the formative albums of Mariah's that really kind of made me think this is the Mariah that I like, or that I know how to like. Because again, she's going to evolve and evolve and evolve after that. But that's how it started.
Mm-hmm.
What about y'all?
Well, same thing with me.
I don't
Vision of
think I like the
Love.
way that well sounded, Jr.
No, no, no. I'm saying because I'm like that with Vision of Love. Even though everybody love it, it's like with me, I'm just not the biggest fan of it, but I love what it did for her. You know what I mean? And it made her the Mariah we know today. It was all over the place. Like, I mean, I was just not the biggest fan of it. But when the second single came out with Love Takes Time, that's when I was like, I like this. I like this joint. I'm digging it. You know what I mean? And then when the Emotions album came out, then I was in because I love the Emotions album to the T. I don't know if Mariah loves it as much because she kind of go hard on it a little bit because she tried it with You're So Cold.
Wait a minute. Why?
She tried it because she was on a word association that we do here, and she went on this show and they asked her about You're So Cold, and she was like, "Oh, y'all don't need to know about that song." And I was like, oh, the lambs got on her. The lambs got on her. The lambs got her. It was like, so she went on her tweet and like apologized for it.
That's a shame. When you gotta apologize for this in your own.
Yes. Because them lambs was like, what you ain't gonna do is come on that. Like, what you not gonna do is disrespect You're So Cold. Like, the thing she did on that record is crazy. So I'm like, what? How you don't like that song? Like, you bugging. So then after that, I got into that. And then when she came out with Dream Lover, I was like, this song is dope. My mom even liked it. You know what I mean? The only song my mom liked from Mariah from her catalog. That's it. And she got Dream Lover and we got the single and I just loved this song. So when it was time for Music Box to come, I was like, okay, well, what we going with? And then there it was. So that's kind of my intro to Mariah. So that was that.
Yeah, I was introduced the same way, but I was a huge fan day one. I like the first single a lot.
In that
So
Vision of Love?
yeah, I love Vision of Love. I love that song.
That
And I
makes
find that it's a surprising amount of people that don't like that song.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that
a lot
song
of
is
people.
Why does
magnificent.
it surprise you? I think the throwbackness of it is what put me off because I was literally running away from my auntie and uncle's music. You know, stuff that sounded like doo wop and Colt 45s and you know, Motown
Well,
ish, you know, blues esque. And I'm like, not my vibe. I'm like, I'm trying to get into like what made New Jack swing and find me some beats and like I was kind of starting to mess with hip hop, but like anything else that was just like so far away from that, that was this. This was like old soul, like classic soul. Um, yeah, I didn't click with it, but like I'm not surprised. At least did. I thought of that as like my sister's music. So she liked Whitney Houston. I figured she probably liked stuff like that.
yeah, see, but I did. I ran toward. I don't know. I embraced the new, but I always ran back to the old. So I like old sounding music too. Probably more than I do like newer stuff.
It's funny because I'm an old soul too, so you know I could have rocked with it, but it just that wasn't my kind of. You know.
But it also is weird for me because I usually don't like app people, singers and albums with a whole lot of power ballads, which is what Mariah does. But it just worked with Mariah for me from day one. So like it's songs on here that's very sappy, and I don't usually gravitate to that, and I really like them. So it's weird. It's weird.
What is sappy really? And your faces can't tell the whole story. I'm hearing part of it from your faces, but
It's like
something sappy for you.
it's one of those things where you know it if you see, you know if you hear it. It's very, very subjective, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You
Agreed.
know.
Like the definition of pornography. Oh, we know it when we see it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
what's close to sappy, but it's not sappy for you? Was on its way, but it don't really get there. We're just kind of like, turn it off, turn it off.
Um,
I'm trying to think from Mariah.
Not even from Mariah, like from anybody. We're just kind of like, this really should be sappy, but I still like it. Like I'm really in. I'm all in. I feel like y'all probably like scrolling through a bunch of songs you like, but you don't want to say nothing about. You got to put yourself out there on YouTube.
No, no, no. Oh, I done said it a couple of times on here. I'm trying to like end of the road. I don't like. I
Oh,
think that's sappy to me. I don't like it. I am not a fan of that record at all. And we was at the concert when Babyface was doing it, and everybody was going nuts, and I was just like, great. Y'all,
wow.
hey, it's hitting y'all, but it never hit me. Like that's the type of shit like that. And Weak by SWV. That's another one. And y'all know I love them girls down. And
Okay, I'm sorry. I need a moment for this one because
oh yeah,
I don't. I don't feel like I've
at
heard you
least
ever
even
disparage anything SWV.
yes. I
not
even
like
told
that song.
the
He told
producer
Brian
of the song.
Alexander Morgan that on various occasions.
I sure did.
Okay, I wouldn't tell Brian Alexander Morgan that, but
He
no,
know that. Oh,
I
he
know
was
the
like,
song inside
wow,
and
for
out, and I
real?
never listened to Weak like of my own volition. Not even because it's sappy. It's just it's slow. It's just anyway.
Give me
This
Wayne.
is interesting because this music does not inspire a whole bunch of like, oh my god, I love that joint. Vision of Love did for Elise, but then not for me and JR.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what that did.
Oh,
It's a lot of people that I thought because I thought I was by myself when it came to Vision of Love, but it's a lot of people that do not like that song at all,
Mm-hmm.
at
Yeah,
all.
it's been weird.
Yeah, oh yeah. But
Yeah.
when she started off with Dream Lover, though, I was like,
Love, love, love,
Mariah,
love.
we in there, baby. I was like, okay, this is some summery pop joint, like, and then it got a little swag to it too. It was just like, okay, Mariah, this is, and then you working with Dave Hall, and you know Dave Hall was hot as fish grease because everybody was working with him at this time. So it was like he was hot, everybody was working with him, and it was just such a fun song that you just want to sing along to. And then to be using the Blind Alley sample from the Emotions, that even, and that's one of my favorite Emotions records. So to be sampling that and the way they did it, and then it's just so like at least like before we start recording, make you want to do the butterfly joint. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, I'm
you
doing the
know.
butterfly. Y'all can't see it, but
I
I'm
feel the vibe.
I know these records behind me, but I'm really in a field with all with 12 of my closest friends.
And the hot air balloon is right behind you.
See, school them, school them.
And then the girl first.
Okay, can I tell y'all? I didn't know anything about Blind Alley until Dream Lover.
Okay.
Not Nathan.
Okay.
And so, like, because I love the song so much, I'm like, what is Blind Alley? Who is David Porter? So, like, and I don't know if, like, Emotions were actually listed on the back of the joint, but, like, I never heard it for years. And when I finally did, now Blind Alley is actually one of my favorite songs, probably because of how much I loved it in Dream Lover. And
Yeah.
then it probably was after that that I realized that this whole thing is kind of based on Ain't No Half Steppin' by Big Daddy Kane. And
Mm-hmm.
that just blew me like a whole third time because like it was using the break beat and the Blind Alley sample. Like I'm sure like if Tommy would have allowed it, she might have been like, can we get Big Daddy Kane on the record? No, no hip hop
She
allowed.
she said it in her book. Her book, she had that space that's open. She wanted a rapper on there. But obviously, Tommy said, I don't think so. I'm like, no. You know what I mean? Like, and people need to understand Mariah is a hip hop head. That's what's so funny. Like you know what I mean? The music that she does, you people think, oh nah, she's the ballad girl, and Mariah loves hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And for her, she was like, I had that space open. Like she wanted somebody like a Q-Tip or somebody on that.
What's wild is like this was coming out in '93, and then Wu Tang's 36 Chambers was coming out in '93, and we didn't realize there was a connection between them, and people were still trying to figure out what Mariah is. You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
get it. I
What
don't
are
get it.
you? Such a disrespectful question.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
But
what are you?
but yeah, I, I knew about blind. Well, I knew it from the source, like the emotions. My mom had emotions records or whatever. But I did know about all the sampling because that song has been sampled 177 times.
Didn't realize the places where I heard it, like Rump Shaker. No idea.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And see, that when it comes to that too, that a lot of people, when it comes to
The
Blind
Mario
Alley,
remix.
Wait, the which
oh
remix?
yeah, yeah. And see, a lot of people don't know about the Blind Alley because that's when they was on Stacks. They weren't with Columbia yet, so that was the Stacks years. So a lot of people don't know the emotions from that. Everybody kind of know them once they got to Columbia and the Best of My Love and the Flowers album and all that. That's where everybody goes. You never think about them old stacks, which a lot of people get a lot of samples from. You know what I mean? And a lot
A
of people don't
lot.
know. They go there before they go to their Columbia years, which is crazy, but
I mean, and thank God for it because that sample is crazy.
yes,
But
it
but
is.
but why they use the stack stuff? Because it's the stacks is the music is so thick,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
everything is loud, so that's perfect for hip hop.
Yeah, I mentioned like Blind Alley is probably now like my favorite emotion song. The song itself, I think, is hilarious.
Hope
It's basically like Positive Case, I Got a Man, but back in like 1974 or something.
agreed. It's like yes, agreed.
What your man got to do it? Nah, get off me.
I got um, that's me and Mark's song.
It is. Hey, boo.
Yes, yes. To have y'all on video doing that is hilarious.
Look, for real.
But yes, so when that came out again, it was funny. Funny. It was like it was such a fun song, and it was the summer, and it was one of those songs where you wanted to hear it in the summer and all that good stuff. So having the single was great because that B side for me. Do You Think of Me is one of my favorite Mariah songs ever. And y'all two is giving me a tone of face that I am not feeling right now at
Hold the
all.
face,
And
JR.
I'm really like feeling some type of way because I thought that you would like this, like for real. Like, oh,
Okay,
I'm
this is
like,
what's odd for me. Like right now in 2023,
mm,
I forgot that "Do You Think of Me" was on the Dream Lover single. Like I had the disc, but I feel like I probably listened to it once and then just like never again. And I don't know what didn't catch me about it. I don't remember if it's slow or fast or mid tempo. I don't remember nothing. And then she put out the rarities album and like had stuff including like Everything Fades Away on there, like B sides that you don't see often. And it didn't
right,
include "Do You Think of Me." Like why? Like,
yeah,
does she feel about that the way she feels about "You're So Cold"? I'm like, is that?
maybe, maybe. Wait, the what you call is not on royalties? Do You Think of Me is not on there? Wow. Damn, Mariah. Like,
Even the B sides collection, she had so much material on there. Um,
yeah,
like I need to go back through them again now that I've listened to the book, the audiobook. I
yeah.
feel like the book is great, but like audiobook is the way to listen to it. I loved it. So
Elise
Oh,
did.
I loved it. I got through that thing so fast. And it helped, like at the time when it came out, I was like traveling. So I was able to
Yeah,
Listen
I
to a
read it.
lot of it really fast.
Yeah, I read that book in like 5 hours.
Oh wow, my God.
Yeah, I was in it. Like I was in it. You know what I mean? So, and this was the era that I was waiting to get to because I wanted to see why the music was the way it was. And she kind of talked about why, and I was like, now it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like that's I was like,
She ain't
I got it.
she ain't trying to talk about it. She
Oh
talked
yeah,
about it.
yeah. She went in, like she went in about it. You know what I mean? But do you think of me? I just love it because to me, it's the flip side of what Dream Lover is. Dream Lover, it was so happy and poppy and summery and this. And I feel like when you listen, Do You Think of Me, it is like when the sun is going down, the wind is still blowing, and you're playing the joint, and it's a vibe like that. And that's why I like it like that. And it's literally my favorite B-side from Mariah because it just, and also that song made me see why Mariah loves What's the 411 album so much because she also used um Corey Rooney and Mark
Right.
Morales to do this song. Then she did Dream Lover with Dave Hall. She said, because they asked her when she was on, it might have been TRL or whatever, and they was like, well, what's your favorite Mary album? And she said, I love What's the 411 because of the production of it and that. And I
Wait,
said,
when did they ask her
oh,
that?
huh?
When did they ask her that? Because Mary
Um,
had one
it,
album out when Music Box came out.
yeah, they asked her that during, though this was they asked Mariah this doing. I think it was might be the MC Squared album.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, and they
You
asked
think
her that,
Mary's
and
too funny.
they asked her about Mary, and she was like, "I love the What's the 411 album." To be honest, that's why I was like, "Oh." And then she worked with them, and I was like, "I wish they could have did more," but Tommy wasn't having that either. That's why he made this song a B side because he was like, no, no,
Womp.
we're gonna get the black out and that's gonna be it. Because after this album ain't. It's gonna be nothing but ballads released. So have fun with Dream Lover, but we're done after that.
GR said they had to purge the blackout.
They sure did. Mariah said it, didn't she?
And did.
Like, here, is this black enough for you?
Oh shit! How Mariah said they used to tell her this is too urban.
And again,
It's too urban.
like what I'm saying
Oh,
with
I
the
get
sappy
it.
line, some stuff is sappy and it's cool. Sometimes things are very sappy and it's still cool. And there's a line where it's just kind of like, oh no, that's too sappy. So I don't know what the line is where it's just like, okay, that's urban. That's urban. It's still okay. It's like, okay, that's too urban.
Because
It's
he
like,
said that about Dream Lover though. He said that about what you call
oh,
it.
that's
He
why they
heard
brought Walter
yeah,
Afanasieff in.
yes, they brought
So I
him
looked
in
him up
because
the name. He's from Brazil, but he's of Russian heritage.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
oh wow. Oh, thank you, Elise. I know
I
about
wonder if
that.
that will help me pronounce the joint right.
Call
Afanasieff.
him Walter A. Cause I'm sure wasn't gonna no. I ain't
Well,
messing up nobody's name because at least
oh, but
she's serious when it about names. So I want
they are at this point. Like I expected, it's like an accessory. Like if you didn't mess up a name, it'd be like you not wearing like the glass. Speaking of which, where's your red cup?
right here. That ain't far.
Okay, so you need to go ahead and mess up the name or something. So it's
If
funny.
you wouldn't have said it, at least would have caught it because she know I wasn't gonna say his name. She knew I was gonna be like, well, Walter this and Walter. She knew
Like,
she ain't
I might have messed
crazy.
it up by messing up the name myself first, because I really could have gotten like 4 or 5 good. What's his name? Walter. A Frenchium. Uh, Lucium. What's the name? Uh, I don't know how it is, but anyway, they do the pop songs from Mariah. Like I should have got that from you, and I messed it up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because you could have had it, because you would have got it. I'm telling you, you would have got it. But he came in and kind of mainstreamed it, if we can say that, and make it accessible for commercial release. Because I think probably Dave Hall, it was probably too Mary J.
It probably had
Blige-ish.
extra hump on it, but look, when I
Yeah.
when I go between Anal Half Steppin' and Dream Lover, I feel
Hmm.
like Dream Lover is like the perfect song, like across multiple genres. So if you like hip hop, you can like Dream
Yeah.
Lover. If you like R&B, you can
Yeah.
like Dream Lover. If you like pop, you can like Dream Lover. So like it hits everything perfectly, and it gets out of there in like 4 something minutes, and you good. Whereas like
Yeah.
um, with Ain't No Half Step, and it was all vibe, but like it didn't have like pop sheen on it because it was supposed to be hip hop. It didn't need to be like fancy and shined up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But like 30 years later, I'm still not tired of that joint. You could play it 10 times back to back, and I wouldn't be like, turn that off. I'd be like, where's the 11th?
And I just love the ending when the music go out and just Mariah is just singing, and the music goes out, and you just hear her and her stacks. I'm like, don't end.
Yep. I'm waiting for those acapellas to show up. I really believe I would love to have that.
I love them too.
I would
Oh,
be
I
the
wait for them. I
she
wait
gave
for
us an
them.
outside and 4th of July. Where was it? That's on streaming now. But like, there's so much stuff. I'm just like that whispery, raspy tone was
Oh,
getting to me. Everything. I'm like, yeah, I want it all.
yes, yes, yes. But Dream Lover is the song. I love that she started the album off with this. But no, like again, they was like, we're gonna get the urban stuff out, then we're gonna move on.
Okay, so if there's a flaw on Music Box, I would say it's that there isn't a second Dream Lover. They're just like, okay, we're just gonna do one of these and we're done. Why?
Tommy.
Why did they not go back and like be like, okay, what else can you do with Dave Jam Hall? Give him 2 or 3 tracks.
Well, then eventually he did do. Didn't he do
Little
fantasy?
fantasy.
And then didn't he do slipping away too? Right?
Oh, that was him because I love Slipping Away, man.
Oh, I love that record. I think that was him, if I'm not
Oh, but wait
mistaken.
though. You know why I love Slipping Away? Because y'all
Why?
put it on your radio show and it put me on.
The influence. The influence.
I forgot. Wasn't that a B side to Always Be My Baby?
Yes, it was. Yep.
I don't remember listening to it then. Like I probably heard it, but like when you played it, I was like, oh wait a minute, why have I not been listening to this? This is like, like that's okay. That's my joy.
Yes. Oh, love it. Oh God. Okay, well at least you love that one. Y'all didn't trash slipping
Does it
away.
make up for
Jesus.
the? Okay, I literally forgot she had another like non-album track during this period.
Oh. Well, then on the rarities, another one came out too, though. All I give, or all I live for. Wasn't that part of the music box?
Go do the Googles. Maybe it was from that time, but I don't know if it was released anywhere. What is the rarity?
Okay, yeah, because I mean, it might have been made during it, but I don't think it was released until she put out the rarities, if I'm not
All I
mistaken.
live for. Oh,
Yeah, all I live for.
questions. Okay. Thank you, Wikipedia. All right.
Are y'all marking it? I mean, y'all darting it right now.
Absolutely.
Except dog cookies.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so but I think those was it. Maybe the three, but you know. But again, Dream Lover was great. That's how you start the album off. She started the album off right. Then I was like, cool, Mariah. Then we get to Hero.
It's the ballad that you love to hate.
Mm, y'all can go ahead.
You don't have to be like that. I realize Hero is past the line of sappy, but it is really like a perfect pop ballad. And you know she didn't mean to sing it herself, right?
Yeah, Gloria Estefan's supposed to get it.
This is just all the life done drained out your voice. You ain't got to be all like that
And it's not a bad song. That's what I'm not gonna say
at
because
all.
it's people is inspired by it and it's an inspired people. I get it, all that, but this song is just bland to me. Like,
Boring. It's
Well, look,
yes,
boring.
it's like okay. I'm trying to think which ballad from her previous albums was like Hero because like she can hit those marks so easily. It's like she literally. I think she said in the book that she was just like on the way somewhere. She's like, oh wait a minute, I got an idea, and like she like wrote it real quick, and it ended up being
mm-hmm.
Hero.
Yeah. And Tommy said, "No, you're not giving that away." He's like, "Nah,
You know,
no, this is a hit for you."
part of these things are what make up our legends, which is great. I wasn't the one who bought the Hero single. I wasn't clamoring for no Hero remixes. Like, and I probably listened to it. I'm like, okay, this is a great song, but I don't go in for that kind of pop. Let me take that back because that's going to be a lie. I just didn't like Hero because it was so very. Nope, I can't say it like that either. So what I was about to say is it's so very not black. But we're not just R&B music. So there's more things that are black than that, which is partially why I want to talk about this because
Right.
when somebody who is black does pop music, sometimes we want to take their blackness away, and that was part of what was
Right.
going on with Mariah in the first place. It was kind of like, oh, like she's that girl that does that. She's not with us. Yeah, she is. And like some people are like really weird about that, where they see the kind of music that you're doing, and they assume from that, okay, this is who you are, this is what you are, and you should be able to do Hero, and be like, I don't know if that was a diamond single, like or definitely multi-platinum. It was huge. That song could
At,
make you sick of it, and
at
still.
least,
I
at
mean,
least they.
they do that everybody though, because I mean, Whitney,
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
they try to define your blackness by the music. You, yeah, it's not fair.
And part
It's
of it
not.
is, I think if they had let Mariah identify with being black as much as she wanted to, Hero might not have been able to be as successful as they were because that's how America is slash was. And I know that. So like, if you think of like those big ballads that Regina Belle was doing, like Disney ballads that were huge and they were absolutely radio friendly. Because Regina Belle was the brown skinned black woman that she was, there were certain ways that she didn't fit into the pop format because it wasn't just about sound, it was also about look.
Yep.
Mariah was allowed to pass, or she was forced to pass.
That
And so
part.
it's that. Like, Hero is like more symbolic to me than anything in that way. Because, like, yeah, the lyrics itself are like inspirational, overcoming. Yeah, that's great. And she's singing the hell out of it, like everything. There isn't a bad note anywhere on this album. Nowhere. Even the songs that you don't like are just kind of like, well, you
Right.
can't say that you didn't do the stuff. The stuff was done.
Right.
But
At
it's just,
least they knew, and then they at least they knew to use the live version for the video.
it's been so long I forgot that they didn't use the studio version.
No, they did not, and they
But
knew
I guess
because
they
at
did.
least that's what I. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of Hero, period, but at least with the live performance, Mariah gave a little bit more something to it. You know what I mean? Because of this song being so bland to me, I'm like, at least the live performance, Mariah is giving a little extra. You know
Okay,
what
but
I mean? And that was the video. So the live performance was the video. So it was like, okay, all right, fine.
you're
You
saying
know what
the
I mean?
song is bland. Do you think someone else could have produced it differently for a different artist and you would have still said it was bland? So do you think it was a blandly written song or a blandly produced song? Because I don't think she
And
sung it bland.
to ask me that now and to know what I know about the record, it might add a little of why I feel this way. Because again, Mariah didn't even like it because it wasn't her style. Like
Which
she
is
didn't.
funny.
It wasn't her style. She was just like, okay, I wrote this song in 10 minutes. It ain't for me. You know what I mean? Here. And Tommy was like, no, we need that. We need a record like that because of what this last album didn't do. I'm gonna take some soul out of this,
Hmm.
and this is gonna be the sound of music box. So that's why I think I also give that I give Hero a little bit more because of the behind the scenes of it.
Yeah.
So honestly, like I said, the song Mariah sings the hell out of it, like you just said. There's no bad note in this album at all. The girl sung the song down. I get why people connect to it, but it's just the behind the scenes where I knew how you stated Tommy was using more of her whiteness to sell it. He was doing that because with emotions, it was like that album was so rooted in gospel and soul and that, and it didn't do what the Mariah Carey album did. So it was like, okay, we got to go back to what we were doing with Visions of Love and Love Takes Time and all of that to do now. This is the where we're going with it now, and it kind of takes away from me
because without something like a hero, like they don't respect the other things that you do that are more close to who you are. But I'm sorry, what was you gonna say, Elise?
Something very similar to what you just said. Yeah, if we wouldn't have got those songs, those albums, we wouldn't have been able to get that blackety black stuff later.
That's true.
It wouldn't have even got made.
Out, because they had like what 2, 3 Jermaine Dupri songs on the next album. No, 2. I think it was 2.
Yes, because it was "Always Be My Baby" and "Long Ago," right?
And that's like in addition to fantasy. So see, a little bit more blackness for you. Not too much though. Not too much.
Right. Exactly. It was just like, okay, we're gonna get, because he definitely did not want her to make that Daydream album at all. At all. He didn't want that because come on, Underneath the Stars and all that. No. He was like, I don't think so. You know what I mean? But like Elise said, we wouldn't have got Hero. We wouldn't have never got those other shit for her to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it wouldn't have put her in that position.
Yeah, because it wouldn't put. Because then we have to think about whatever status people get. You'd be like, well, they still might have made this song later. No, they wouldn't have had access to those same producers and that money and all of that. So no, it wouldn't have happened. It just wouldn't
have. The same way. It wouldn't have happened that way.
Yeah. You wouldn't be able to work with the people you work with, the producers, the engineers, and all that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah. That's why Dave Hall is one song on this album. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got them and that's it. We'll use them later. You know what I mean? Right now, we giving you a little bit. You know what I mean? But we taking it back to what everybody loved Mariah for, and it's these ballads and her sitting in front of a mic in a black dress just singing. And that's what they wanted. And that's what Hero gave, and Tommy knew it would.
And the rest of this album, including Hero, what saves the album for even the songs that I don't like, the writing saves every last song on this album for me. It saves it.
It cannot be understated at how good a writer Mariah is. And I don't think I was noticing, because I was used to seeing people's names just obligatorily in the credits because they did some yeah during the writing of the thing by somebody else. But like, no, she wrote the songs on her demo that got her the deal. She wrote every song on her debut album with somebody, So I'm just kind of like, no, she's a writer. And if it wasn't for Mariah doing what she was doing, I probably wouldn't have noticed for a long time that Whitney doesn't write, that Celine doesn't write. They just have these voices. But I'm like, Mariah is this and that, and then some other things too, because she also had production credits on all of these. And I'm like, that is not typical for female artists, even when you're married to the producer, the head of the label. So I'm like, it's kind of amazing for me, and I believe it because when somebody has these credits but they can't duplicate their sound later, Mariah's been very consistent throughout her career. So that was actually her doing that. Like Whitney was saying, she did her own vocal production. I believe it. Mariah was doing the thing.
And I think with Mariah, she will always do her interviews. Even back then, if you watch her interviews, Mariah will always be like, I am a songwriter. She would always try to stress, I'm a songwriter. Like, especially when she got to Emotions. She was like, I co-wrote and co-produced this whole album. Like, she pushed, like, y'all, I'm just not a singer. I want y'all to know I'm coming up with melodies. I'm writing these lyrics. I'm doing all that. And everybody is like, again, putting her in that Whitney and Celine category because they just sung. They didn't care to write.
In that category as well.
Yeah, she fit. You know what I mean? Like, she fit.
Who?
No, he's saying that she fit in that category with
I thought you was who's Celine and Whitney. I'm like, what is this? Do you not like Celine Dion? Oh, come on now.
I love Celine Dion, actually.
I love Celine. Love her.
I'm like, she would have had to do something directly to you to not like her because she'd be minding her business and singing the hell out of songs, and that's all she do.
Oh, no, I always
dressing up like Mary now.
And why shouldn't she?
I've
I'm
always
here
loved
for it.
her.
Look, if she does the Mary Bop, I will be so in.
I'll be like, I'm done. I'm done with social media. If she come out and do it Mary, I'll be too through. Like I'll be
Please being a vanity mayor talking about how can I love somebody else. But please do that. If I can.
Celine be doing the dramatic
You
arm
know,
thing.
it's big as Vegas. I really hope
yes.
we go see her live. I don't know enough of her songs to really appreciate it, but
Oh,
God,
I
what a
love her.
performer, what a voice.
Yes.
And prayers
Yes.
for her health, because like I don't like this diagnosis she got. I don't want that for anybody. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's why when T.S. Master said on her show, we would never get a vocal trinity like Mariah, Whitney, and Celine. We will never get that again. Never. She was like, I don't know what these new girls be doing, but we ain't never getting powerful vocalists like those three and still have commercial acceptance and all that.
yeah, that things that go along with it is that because the
Same
people
level,
who
yeah.
can sing like that, well, first of all, they're in the background singing on "Anytime You Need a Friend," but they don't want those people to be like pop stars. They don't want to make them into icons. They don't want to try to anyway. Some people have to be kind of built for it and really want it, etc.
Yeah. Yeah.
But speaking of which, so how do you think she was allowed to let Anytime You Need a Friend be as gospely and soupy and flavorful as it is? Because I'm like, that's Walter Afanasieff, but it feels so gospel to me. It really does.
You know, Mariah always has those gospel oriented records on every album she has done. And I think that is the one thing that I think Mariah fights for and she fought for. Because she did that for every, like, she did it for Sit From Up Above, which she did not, did really no production on that album at all. Like, she really, like,
Yeah.
Mariah really talks shit about that debut. Like, she'd be like,
You know why I think he let that whole choir stuff through? Is if you think about it, that is a universal thing. Like white folk love what they like
The
a
choir moment
white
at the end.
presenting. So, Mariah's, looks ambiguous or white or whatever, right? They love some white people with a black choir.
that's
Cough,
true.
cough,
Yeah.
I mean, think about Rolling Stone stuff and all that. That was so they let that go through. They like the novelty of that, I think. I'm not white, so I don't know, but
I didn't want to find out this way. Why did you tell me in the street?
that was an appealing thing. It's a lot of songs. Shit, Madonna fucking did it. Like, so that's a thing.
And I
So
think,
that's okay. That's safe. That's gospel black is safe.
yeah, I agree with that.
It's the rapidy rap and all that. That's no, we don't want to touch that. But the
They're
guys
not
with
putting the
God
blackness on
and
Anytime You Need a
they're
Friend.
docile, so that's okay. They're okay. They're safe.
So
Yeah,
there's nothing on that song that will make you afraid that they'll give your daughter mixed children.
right,
Okay.
right. In a, Mark, for real, in a nutshell, but yes.
So listen though, the funny thing is like this is a pop album when it comes down to it. But
Yes.
Oh,
if you discuss it a different way, I mean pop, R&B, etc. Yes. Um, but like when you talk about this, it really is kind of emblematic of how America was having the divide between black and white and R&B and pop, and being able to let certain people cross in certain ways only. And
Mm-hmm.
society has changed in certain ways where like this kind of thing wouldn't be necessary now. Like you could be more R&B and probably still cross over, but at the time this is very representative of what our society was like, and it's like 30 years ago, a big difference, which is why we have so very many of these pop ballads on here. Like I don't know if we was going like track by track, but think of like All I've Ever Wanted, Just to Hold You Once Again. But even without Anytime you need a friend, even though I love that song the way I do and Hero, they're all super big down tempo ballads. And
Hmm.
it's just if you like easy listening adult contemporary, like that's a radio format where like they had Yanni and Enya and all these people on there, and like Mariah could be on those stations as well as R&B stations as well as pop stations, so you could be getting a whole bunch of different kinds of money at the same time. But
Hmm.
God forbid, they take somebody like Mary and try to make them multi-format. Like it would compromise who they are.
Yeah. But Mariah always said the thing, and it was so sad. Like she was like, "Yeah, Mary's getting the respect that I want. I'm outselling her, but I want that instead of this." You know what I'm saying? Like she like, "Yo, you are Mariah Carey. You're selling 30 million albums here, and Mary's only doing like four, and that's what you want." Basically letting us know that it's a lot of compromising. There's a lot of shit that you got to do to
Okay,
get this, and
this is
it's a
crazy.
lot of it I don't want.
I don't want to throw what you just said under the bus, but for us to
Mm-hmm.
take 4 or 5 million copies and say like, you want to do that to them,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lesser thing. For us, Mary is like a pinnacle of like R&B that year, like, and literally like she changed the game, and then people were chasing after her ever since. Like nothing was the same after What's the 411, and they were still chasing after that check, the larger mainstream audience. Okay, so I've listened to these songs more recently now with my adult ears, and they're all actually great songs. If these had been like the soul ballads on the album, I think people would really appreciate them more than them all being clumped together on the same disc. It makes you like it's too much of the same genre. Why are your
I agree
faces
with
doing
that
that? Why are your faces doing
No,
because I'm
I mean,
agreeing with no, I'm agreeing with
I'm
you.
not disagreeing. I'm taking it
Yeah,
as
I'm
you
with
go.
you. I'm with you. Yeah,
You
really?
don't invent conflict. We got enough real conflict. You got to make none of.
I'm just waiting
and
for it because I don't like when you ambush me.
we were with you. Like I totally agree.
I'm with you. Yeah.
I'm with you. I totally agree. It
Hey,
just
I'm sorry, I'm being defensive. I'm used to people not liking this album for whatever reason. I didn't know when this started, but people started acting funny about Music Box. Like it didn't have multiple huge singles on it. I think they were at least like top 10, top 20. Uh,
yeah.
and I was like, there's so many of these singles where I just remember like every time there was something new, it was hitting. And it was like all that was being played on the radio. Like if it had a video, shout out to Never Forget You. It was all on the all on the video, all on the radio. But this album
it
was hugely successful. When you sell 10 million albums of anything, how do people come behind and be like, yeah, it wasn't that great? I'm like, how?
I think a lot of like for me, because I kind of give it a little bit because to be honest, it used to be my second favorite Mariah album because of the the nostalgia of it. It took me back to when 1993 where I was and I just remember being on the porch and these songs are playing and I just it took me back there. But then the older I got and started realizing, wait a minute, a lot of these songs are because Tommy had a mission. You know what I mean? It wasn't, in my opinion, do I feel like Mariah wanted this album? No. I don't feel like she wanted an album like this. I think she wanted an album where she wanted to grow with emotions. That album was so soulful and so gospel and so like deep soul oriented and funk and all of that. It's
And
like,
jazz too.
and then he took her back with Music Box to her debut. And I think Mariah's like, that's not me. I want to grow artistically. And
That makes
this
sense.
album here with her kind of took her back there, like, oh, you want me to just be the ballad girl and just sing and this. And she like, I want to grow as an artist. And I think a lot of people, I guess, started to realize that. Because, Mark, to be honest with you, I started realizing a lot of people started disliking this album like literally in the last 5 or 6 years.
I feel like
People
it's a
used
recent
to
thing.
Yes, people used to love this album like this. Like they used to be like music box. You hear the first, it'd be like maybe the first 3 albums on Mariah. You'd be like music box, music box, music box, music box, and it wouldn't be just because of the sales. It'd be like people liked it. But I think now with again Mariah coming out with the book and her, everybody knowing the behind the scenes shit with Tommy, it's like, oh, maybe Mariah might have didn't want this album. Maybe that's why. And I think a lot of people taking that on and forgetting about the music because we all just said, I might give it some fever, but there's not a bad song on it. None of
No,
these songs are bad. Like,
not even close.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
But you
So,
know, but I'm gonna speak to the charts for a second because that is part of the story.
mm-hmm.
The singles on this album, they weren't number one R&B.
No, but they weren't
Some
R&B.
of them won't even top 20 R&B. So that kind of tell you something there too. It's just like when you see a number one R&B song, but it's low on the pop, but then you see a
Right.
number one pop song,
Mm-hmm.
and it don't even make the top 10 or 20 R&B, but it's on an R&B album. Yeah,
That was never his focus.
interesting.
And see,
That's
that was
interesting.
Tommy's focus because all those songs on Emotions was top 5 R&B records.
But the song that did do good on R&B was Dream Lover, which makes all the sense.
And it should. But the funny thing is about that. Go.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But guess what didn't crack the top 20? Anytime You Need a Friend.
Which that's shocking to me. But by then, wasn't that the 5th or 4th single by then?
It was the last fifth and last single.
Okay.
No, I
Maybe
understand that, but that was a little bit surprising. But that wasn't where urban radio was at.
This is true. But okay. Yeah. Did y'all ever listen to the club mix of Anytime You Need a Friend?
Yes.
Yeah, a million times. Yeah.
10, 11 minutes. Okay, I just want to see like where you was at with it because when I heard that, and I don't know how I did, I was into like CD Maxi singles just trying to figure out what other remixes were around. Mm-hmm. It just totally blew me. I'm like, I'm hearing Mariah go from like the gospel intro to like straight out disco to like turning into like the ad libs that she was doing in this. I don't know if I had really been familiar with somebody like doing a whole new vocal for a song, and it's like it's an entirely different song. And okay, so these vocals are kind of familiar because she was doing something similar on "I've Been Thinking About You," right? With CNC Music Factory, right? Clavellis and Cole, and I appreciate that song more now than I did then. But oh my gosh, these vocals! I'm like, I don't know if people know about it. I'm just kind of like, can you go and get the Remixes album and study this real quick? Because I just feel like it's one of those songs that goes under the radar. And you have to be like I hate that that's a deep cut. It should have been like a huge hit. And it's, oh God, it's just so good. I can't even talk about it.
Mariah loved it so much too, because when she did the Daydreaming over there in Japan, that's the one she performed. She didn't perform the regular version Anytime You Need a Friend. She did the club version. She loves that.
Oh, word?
Yes. If you go to that performance back in YouTubes. Yes, on the YouTubes. Back and then she does the Anytime You Need a Friend club version. She don't do the regular.
The first time that I actually ever heard it was in the early 2000s at a gay club.
Wow.
That's why I heard it, that was the first time I heard it. And I was like, oh, okay.
Mariah loved her some remixes.
There were no clubs, period, and I didn't want to be at them because too many people, right?
Yeah. I was in these streets and
Were you being fast, Elise?
Yeah, silly? No.
Girl. Girl.
I'm sorry.
It'll make for a great book. Yeah.
Yeah, we're back with it. But no, the that remix though, those vocals,
it's fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. with Anytime You Need a Friend, I love the fact that them freaking Price sisters and Melanie
Dang.
Daniels.
Daniels, yeah.
Oh my God, man. Like their their backgrounds on this whole album is
And
just
Cindy,
Cindy
who
and
sang?
Mizell.
Cindy Mizell, yes, yes, I forgot. Thank you, sis. Yup. Can't forget about Miss Cindy. No, ma'am. No. But you know what's so crazy too? I just think about this, and Mark, you said something where I was thinking. Y'all know the choir type of thing that they did, like on Love Under New Management, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like this, and it just goes to show me too that a record like this, if Mariah couldn't pull this off as a number one record, definitely freaking Mickey Howard and I Feel Good All Over with Stephanie Mills wouldn't have been able to pull that off either. And Tommy is selling Mariah as a white artist. Let's just be real for what it is. He was selling her as a white artist, and this record, she has the machine behind her. She has all this, and it still couldn't be a number one record. I was just like, damn. So
I
can
never
gospel?
figured out that Mariah Carey was also black.
A lot of people don't realize that
And it
either.
didn't matter to me because I'm just kind of like, well, whoever she is, wherever she's from, she is singing like
Yes,
all the way. So
yes,
like
oh yes.
it didn't matter to me. Then I'm gonna figure like, oh, she's black. I didn't know what somebody who's mixed really looked like. Also, like I'm like 13, 14. I'm like, do I like the song or do I not? Does it make me want to
Period.
walk around? Does it not? Okay, that's all it was. It was super simple.
Yeah, and I have a with this song too. I have a special thing with this song because I know it's about God and Mariah talking about that. But I dedicate this to my mom because that's why it's a top. It's my second favorite Mariah song. Period. Because I talked about it on the show. I was going through something at Delaware State that I was going through, and I didn't want to be here anymore. Like I just didn't. I didn't. I was like, I can't deal with this. Life is too much. I can't deal with this anymore. I can't. And I remember talking to my mom on the phone, and I was talking to her, and she knew something wasn't right, but I was kind of like, Mom, everything is good. Kind of when Elise hears something, and I try to be like, hey, sis, what's going? She be like, nigga, what's wrong? Like, no, like, cut it. We not going past it because I can hear it in your voice. And my mom knew something. And when I hung up the phone, I was like, Mom, I love you, and I'll talk to you later. It was kind of like, yeah, I'm out of here. And that song came on, and I felt like that was my mom's spirit talking to me in this song. And
Wow.
from that moment, I was like, wow, that song touched my spirit. That's why I was like, remember, Mark, when I was on Twitter and we was going back and forth, and I said my favorite is Anytime You Need a Friend, but then I said, yo, I think it's Till the End of Time now. I flipped it because it was always Anytime You Need a Friend was my favorite Mariah song, period, because of that experience. But Till the End of Time topped it for me. And I remember Mark was like, he gave me the eyes. Mark can be shady on Twitter for real, y'all. And, and he gave me the eyes. I'm like, Mark, what you mean? And he was like, this is blasphemy. What do you mean? Like,
Okay,
I'm
that does
like,
sound like me. All right.
yeah. And I'm like, huh? And then, but this song is just, and I wish it could have been a bigger record. And then the club mix is so dope because so inspiring. And then Mariah's doing these runs and this stuff. And it's just like, she's just adding more to it. And I'm like, why wasn't this song bigger than what it was? Like,
Listen,
hell.
like I said, the review of the album in Rolling Stone had somebody saying, "Anytime You Needed a Friend" was Mariah trying to be soulful. I'm like, trying. What do you not
See,
know about soul that this doesn't like? Maybe you're dead inside, and that's why you don't actually like this. Is that what
that
it
part.
is?
That
What
part.
it is? And so like I was so super excited. It wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be, but when they did the tribute to her for I think the BMI songwriters, they had Karen Clark Sheard cover "Anytime You Need a Friend." I was just kind of like, this song is about to go through the roof. But I think Karen actually just kind of kept it pretty down. She didn't show out. She did not like, turn it into a testimonial service. But I'm like,
You know what she did?
a song for like a gospel artist to cover, and I would love to hear somebody do this that has like those kind of pipes now.
I would too.
It's just such a great song. Like even if Mariah hadn't sung it as well as she had, I probably would still like it on somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
would too.
And I really love that song. And that song really affects me because like anyways, it's about God, but I take it as a literal, a friend, right?
Mm.
And friendship is so important to me. Like I feel closer to my friends than I do my blood family. And I have a
Yes,
deeper
ma'am.
connection. And I think a lot of people feel this way. So I think about friendship and it's very important to me. So child, like, at a time I kind of cry a little bit when I hear this song, or I'm like singing at the top of my lungs. When I got off of work last night and I was running the album back and I just kept repeating anytime you need a friend, I was in the shower and I was just like I was giving the performance of a lifetime.
I love it.
And I just kept running it back.
Okay,
I
so tell
Love
love
me
it.
it.
this: is anytime you need a friend sappy?
A little.
Word?
Just like it's because of the choir.
Oh, word.
In on, on pop R&B artists, when they have a choir behind it, doesn't mean I don't like it, but it airs on the side of a little cheesy for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't mean I don't like it, but it's
If she
a
wasn't
little
hitting them ad libs the way she was at the
but
end,
she
I'd be kind
is.
of mad too.
But
Like
the choir is what edges it more on the sappy side for me. But
when,
not in a bad way. Sappy doesn't have to be bad because it's not too deep.
well,
It's
how
just
about
when
this?
Right.
we want a deep sap. That's why. But if it's just a little cheesy, but it's about to be another cheesy very sappy song on this album that we'll get to, and I still like
Okay,
it.
here we go. Because like, okay, so when I hear Madonna Like a Prayer and the choir shows up on there, that is absolutely cliche to me. There is no reason for a choir to show up on this song, in my opinion. I didn't
No,
hear anything in the lyrics that like goes to that, but like if somebody knowing how separately the church was from secular music said that, okay, we want to do Anytime You Need a Friend at church, I would have been like, okay, that actually
Right.
does not fit. Like, I know it's by a secular artist, but it very much feels like somebody could talk about how much of a friend Jesus is to them and like make that stuff very authentic. I believed her lyrics. That's I think
Mm-hmm.
the
I
line
believe.
sappy and not well, I don't know, because I think Mariah believes all of her lyrics, and there's still songs that are sappy. Okay, so let's talk about Music Box now. Was that the one you're talking about, or is it something else?
Oh no, it's something else.
It's something else. Oh, wait a minute. I'm afraid. You got to tell me what it is now.
No.
No, no, you can't have any suspense like this. You can't do me like you can't do me like that. Because I
No.
love Music Box, and it
I
is a
I
lullaby.
told you started that I liked the music box. You liked it, but somebody else in the chat didn't.
Who else?
And it ain't
Who?
that Mary J. Blige record.
Speak up.
The only other thing in the frame is you. As Mark would say, J.
Okay, for real, like y'all said, and with me, it's just a sleepy time song, which it's supposed to be. I get it because the music box. Artistically, the song is great. It's a great, like artistically, they follow what the song is supposed to be. A lullaby. Really? That's supposed to be. But
It is
I'm
a
good on
lullaby.
it because
That
I'm
piano,
like,
that's it, like a music. It is a lullaby.
It is.
yes.
It's
So
a perfect
for me,
title.
I'll just be like, I'm still on a high from anytime you need a friend. So I'm still there. So I'm like,
But she
now
about
I'm
to
ready
bring
for
you
an
back
up
up
tempo
with the
now.
bop. She about to bring you back up with the bop now.
I know,
Part of the reason why I
I
like
want the
Music
vibe right
Box.
there. I think that's what that is. I
Don't
wanted her
be
to go
impatient
right
about
to
the
the vibe.
damn bop. No, the reason why I like Music Box is because it was the B side to Anytime You Need a Friend. So like it already had me in a particular vibe, and then like Music Box was the chaser for me. So like I love that song, and then I was watching a live performance of it that she did on some show, some tour, and she was talking about like, oh, nobody knows the song, nobody likes the song. I'm just kind of like, where were the lambs to get her then? Because like she doesn't have any bad songs. She really doesn't.
When I am
But yeah,
alone. Oh,
I know
baby.
this one is sappy.
Yeah,
You're
I
right.
know it,
It's
but
definitely sappy, but I think it's really sweet, and I believe
It is
like
sweet.
the intention behind it.
Yeah.
right.
Wait, okay, so let me see. What are these lyrics real quick? Um, when I'm lost, you shine a light for me and set me free. When I'm low, you wash away my tears and take me through the loneliness, the emptiness, and the darkest night. Somehow I survive it through it all. It's almost like the second part to Anytime You Need a Friend lyrically. It's about somebody who has somebody's back. It's about support, and I'm like, who doesn't need that? Like, if you're a lyrics person, it
Yeah.
fits right on in with Anytime You Need a Friend. Now, the I get it. No, yeah, it is very much like, oh, okay, this is straight on pop. Like, and although if you listen to those background vocals, there's something really, really warm about that. But I think that's what's his name in the background? What's his?
Corey Rooney.
Yes, yes,
Yep.
indeed.
Yep.
So the blackness is in there. It's just
And
it's
yeah.
in
And
real.
Corey was on. He was one of the Anytime You Need a Friend backgrounds too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He sure was.
Look at me get my JR on.
Come
Yeah.
on.
You better know me. I gotta have my Shaka Khan fan because otherwise I don't know the lyrics.
Oh no, you did.
You ain't finna embarrass me on national TV.
Oh please. I'm not- But I get it. Like I get it. Like y'all, and it's warm. It is warm. Like it is such a warm song. But it's one of those songs for me. Like, all right, Joe.
And I
Uh,
would get if you don't want to listen to it, if you want to skip it, because you probably aren't in that mood often as an adult where you can really
right.
vibe with the twinkliness of it. And I get that. Like once
But
you
I think as a kid, I did like it. That's what's weird. I think as a kid, I did like it. I think.
really,
Yes, I think as a kid I did like. Cause see, I'm trying to go back to '93 because we got it. I ain't gonna say my mama brought it because she ain't gonna cuss me out when she see this. I'm not gonna say that at all. No, we got it somehow, and I
Oh,
just remember playing it as a kid and being playing outside and hearing it come out of my room, and I would sing it. So I do remember singing it, but then when I got older, I would be like, I don't want to hear this. No, I don't want to hear this after I need a friend. No, no, no. Like I want to go to sleep. I don't want to. No, no, I'm good. So
you know, because when I said that, oh, what's his name? Any old Sunday put me to sleep. Y'all gave me the business, and no, I'm not gonna forget this. I
you
will
really
hold
brought
that
that back
grudge
up,
like
Mark,
the
for
Statue
real.
of Liberty up high, so y'all can see.
Oh my
Raggedy ass
God.
people.
but 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 that was Shaka Khan. What you gonna do for me? Album. This won't no. This Shaka V motherfucking Khan. I love Mariah, but that was Shaka motherfucking prime. Shaka in her prime is a prime.
I-
Khan.
Then you
Wait a
say
minute, though. Wait a
any
minute, though.
old
Wait,
Sunday?
though. Do you feel like this is Mariah in her prime?
No.
Because I feel like this is
Not
definitely like some.
exactly.
How?
Okay. Yes, I do.
Because she
I
was
do.
doing like, even if she didn't like the songs, she was doing them like at peak performance.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh, I think vocal. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yes.
do.
Yes. I do think that. You're right.
Yeah, I agree.
I hate that people act like that golden period for Mariah started with Daydream or like is limited to Butterfly.
Don't
Like,
you, Mark? I
Yeah.
hate that. Oh, I
Yep.
hate that. Because I'm like, I just love Emotions, period. So I love that whole era because it was very, Mariah was just singing from the gut to me with that. And I'm like, how do y'all not like that? And everybody seems to go to Daydream because it was so airy and she was this and that. I'm like, yo, she was singing
oh,
on Music Box. Hell, she was singing on Merry Christmas. Like, what are y'all talking about?
okay, so
Like,
that's the other thing. So on the debut, she was singing like the rent was due. Like, so it's
yes,
your first project. If you have these pipes, you don't hide that you have these pipes. You're like, I don't know if I'm getting a second album. What if this joint flops? I got to sing this like there's not going to be another album. And yeah, she was doing that. And she was still doing it on Emotions. But I think at that point, people started to complain, like, oh, why are the runs that it's too much? Like, it's so over the top. It's so black. It's so urban. That kind of thing. And so Music Box was the place where she just like laid out and she still gave you like these power vocals. but she didn't put all the ornamentation that she did on the other ones. She didn't sing it like it was a gospel song most of the time. She just like found the center of the song, like went straight through and kept it super super simple to make everybody happy that was complaining. Like, okay, are you happy now? And then they still weren't happy enough. They bought like millions of copies of this, but people were still like, I don't know, I like music, but what is this about? I don't understand these people. Who are these people? Like, I don't know if they're fans, if they're haters, or that just it
What?
really blows me.
What? Tommy Davis is, he said, "Who are these niggas?"
You know what?
It's really the truth. It's really the truth. You can never satisfy anybody.
I love it.
Ooh, Elise, for real.
Very appropriate, Elise.
Very appropriate, Elise.
She's like Lauren Dubé. She's like, come on, Elise, come on. Come on.
Oh my God, yeah, let me get the Shaka fan. Hold on. Elise, I tried to hold it, but I couldn't.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'm here all week.
yes. Oh my God, Jesus. Oh, but yeah, y'all love Music Box. Y'all love that song. Y'all love it.
I know you usually go in order, but because I don't want y'all to like dogpile on these ballads and it closes with All I've Ever Wanted, I don't want to end like that. I don't want to end it like that. I do want to ask you about these ballads. How do you feel when it's a pop ballad but it is sung soulfully? It is not. It doesn't become R&B, but you can hear when there's something is sung soulfully in those traditions, like you've been steeped in R&B, like you know it, and it's not like somebody said like who had a vocal producer that said do it like this.
Right.
It's just coming out of her the way it comes out of her.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I don't know if anybody ever talks about Just to Hold You Once Again and how it is pretty much My All, the prequel. But they didn't act like that with My All. Like that is a pop R&B song. Nobody batted their eye about that in the Spanish guitar and everything. But they act real funny about like Just to Hold You Once Again. What is this? It's so weird that this album gets treated so different.
Interesting because what do you say, Mark? It's not like this album is so different from her other albums. So why is this one get a different spin on it? And
Because I think we've said it. She tried to make people happy and you still couldn't do it. Like, you tried to make people happy. Well, it really wasn't her. It was Tommy trying to do something. And Mariah was like, all right, fine. If this is what you want, I'm going to give it to you. And then people still complained. The girl took everything out. She didn't attack a song like a gospel singer or, a soulful artist. She attacked it simple, and you still complain. It's like the girl could never win. You know what I mean? Like,
but people will complain, but they still bought them damn albums.
yes, they
Album
did.
sales are ridiculous for just about everything.
Crazy.
I do feel like whoever they are, just so you know, this is not me talking about Jewish people. This is the black people, they, all right? Don't come for me like they did for Jamie Foxx, all right? I feel like they had it out for Mariah Carey because this Music Box tour, she got the business too.
Ooh, they ate her up on that tour.
I don't know what that was about. I don't understand.
Mark, for real.
Oh
Mark.
no, that was deserved criticism.
Come on, Mark.
Wait a minute. Okay, explain.
Mariah is not a stage performer at all.
She has horrible stage presence.
She has no
She's
stage
a studio
presence
girl.
at all. I love Mariah, but no.
And she even said she loves the studio. That's
She's
not
a studio rat.
And I love her in the studio.
Me too.
She was singing with her throat, like that's all you require her to do. No one goes up to. Did you say Whitney Houston is a bad performer? Because Whitney doesn't dance.
It
but
ain't
she
about
knows how to
dancing.
entertain. So does
Whitney,
Celine.
she talked
Celine
to the
knows how
crowd.
to
Well,
entertain
again,
an
if you just give me
audience.
the drama before that was true, like this.
She was confident. When you see Whitney on the stage, it's the air of like you instantly. You're like,
Yeah. You could tell Mariah was
so no,
nervous.
she don't dance. Thank God, because all the time she did dance, bless it. But like,
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I knew
Woo.
the ugliness was gonna come out somewhere.
It's a listen. Even her
I
when
what are
they
you
did the
talking,
little
so what are you talking about?
when they did the documentary on shout out to Quincy, and she did the documentary, and she got her keyboard player, and he said he used to be in the back just keyboarding, and Whitney would do her little this, and he'll sit there and laugh because he like she thinks she rocking too. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it was cute. But
Yeah,
still,
it was
Whitney knew how
fun.
to entertain an audience with
Yeah,
something.
it ain't about dancing. It's plenty.
Mm-mm.
It's some performers that literally come and stand them. For example, think of how great a Rasan Patterson show is. Where he be at? The same spot.
Yeah,
That's not
yeah.
fair though, because Rashawn dances with his voice. That voice be
Okay.
doing all the boom cack.
You just answered. You just answered your own
Well, you
question.
answered your own fucking question.
You
But
answered it. You answered your own question. Because
Really?
Mariah does not do it's. You can tell the difference of her live and the studio for real. And Mariah is so comfortable in the studio. She's not comfortable live, and you can tell. She's
she do the ballads great live, but anything else in her repertoire,
like
it's
when she did MTV Unplugged. I thought she was great. It
that was
wasn't
great.
that long.
How come that doesn't count?
No, what? No, no, no. That does count, but it was 30 minutes, and it was freaking. It was intimate. They put Mariah into arenas. She
See,
was into arenas. She was at Madison Square Garden. She was at these big 17,000. She couldn't handle that. She can. To me, she can handle about 2,000 people, and that's it. Give her that, and Mariah's good. Give her the amphitheater. Give her the what's out here. You can give her like the Warner Theater in DC. Give her that. Mariah can flex. When you give her a freaking arena, the dramatics look fake. All this, she's giving you dramatics, and it don't look. She don't look comfortable to me. She never did. Never, never looked comfortable. But MTV Unplugged, she killed because it was like, all right, this is it.
yeah.
It's an intimate setting. She's good to go. Mariah
And a
just
lot of
giving her
times she's
little
sitting down and just kind of bopping,
right. She's just giving you
and
this.
she, and, she's not glammed up. She just got it's just curly hair, Mariah. Just
Yes.
Okay, so this is what I'm thinking, right? When
see
she
the
comes
difference.
with the first album and she's doing these songs with the whistle notes in them, people are like, oh, it's fake. It's studio. Like
Right.
it's a computer or something. And then she does live performances, and you hear that's actually her doing it.
Right.
Then people like really it's basically like no. Of course, you have the mini Ripperton comparisons for people who know because I think they had probably already started to erase mini by then, which is only 10 years. I can't. Anyway, separate thing. Sorry. Um, so like she's proven that she can do the stuff live. Emotions, you've got those huge like notes in the big notes and then the whistle notes like in the chorus of the song. So like if she doesn't do the whistle notes, then you don't feel like the song has been done.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that it was really about her showing, hey, I'm not a studio artist alone. I can actually do this stuff live. Like this is actually my throat doing these songs.
Mm-hmm.
And so when she was in, I don't know if I've seen the Music Box tour. If I watch it and it's terrible, like maybe I just missed it. But I seen some performances and she was on there with her background singers. She was doing the songs the way they should be done. I was like, I didn't know what people were upset about, but if there was just a thing that didn't connect to the audience, maybe that's what it was. Or if she was literally scared out her boots, that can affect somebody on stage too. And I've seen
That's
some
true.
eaten up by an arena. Like I was at a Prince concert and they had like it was Prince's stage. It was shaped, like the love symbol, and his sound was great. But like often his opening acts, they weren't ready for something as huge as the Forum in L.A. And it
Mm-hmm.
was just like okay, they were there and they did their songs and they were cool, but like the songs didn't take up the space like Prince would have. And I also think like maybe they do them shady with the with the sound sometimes. Like, okay, you're not gonna outdo the the headliner, like when like the time. So,
Right.
but like for Mariah, I don't know if I've seen like a bad performance of hers. Like, cause anytime except when she's having a hard time during like Glitter and Charm Bracelet, then like the vocal performances were spotty, and she has fought her way back the very very best she can. Like, and I don't even want to like do her shady at all, cause like again, people would do the same thing about Shaka Khan, and I would fight you behind Shaka Khan. She can hit those notes, but she probably needs to take a break between them because they are intensive. And so, like, I don't require Shaka to to perform and prove anymore. She's already proven herself. Same thing with Mariah. We know that's her. She ain't got to be like, okay, no, that was a computer in the studio, that was auto tune. There was no auto tune in 1993. So like everything that's on here is on here. So like I don't have that kind of beef for her. And I thought that they were just really giving her too much hard times about the live performances, like she was somebody who couldn't sing. And I'm like, how?
No, oh, well, the critiques I heard wasn't that the vocals were bad. That
Mhm.
that hasn't been the critique at
That's what I
all.
thought it was. And also,
It
she
wasn't the
real
vocals.
singers
No.
behind her, like Whitney was. When you're a real vocalist like Whitney is, you want to have good support behind you. And even if you're not a great singer, you know the benefit of having good support behind you. Mariah was never intimidated by anybody, like, because she had what she had. And then,
Mhm.
like, I've never heard of that. Like, and even when she talks about Cindy Mizell and whatnot, like, she was like learning herself them, and she feels kindred with real singers, with great singers who know, like, respect the craft and those kind of things. I can go on about that, and I still don't actually consider myself a lamb. Maybe I should actually go apply. All right, I'm sorry.
But
That's
yeah,
what I
it
always.
was never the vocals though. It was never her
Oh,
vocals
they weren't
at all.
clowning the vocals. That
No,
was like
it
the
was
only good thing. I mean, which is good if you're going to hear somebody sing, you want to hit, but you're going to be entertained because you can listen to the CD.
right.
I like hearing people talk in the live shows because if I didn't want to hear you talk, I could just listen to your CD. Please
Yeah.
bring me your personality. And when it comes
Yeah.
down to when I was listening to the audiobook for The Meaning of Mariah Carey, the great thing about it is getting her personality come through these words. Like I believe her when she reads something a certain way. Like
Mhm.
I feel like I really like her personality, so I don't understand how that was not coming through. Maybe she just had to have a breakthrough at a certain point. But it's
And
whatever.
then also being and then I can also agree with her just you putting her out, this is her first tour, and you putting the girl out in arenas and shit and big things. Maybe they should have started with just like theaters, you know what I mean? Or how she did the Here Is Mariah Carey for the Music Box record. And when she was in, what was that, in upstate New York, where she did all that performance at. Maybe they should have started her like that. Because even when she did Hero and Anytime You Need a Friend doing those performances, she looked comfortable. She looked like she was good because it wasn't a lot. But you putting this girl that you putting her in arenas, like she's not used to this, like at all. And also, the media knew that. So they were waiting to pounce on this girl.
I
And
really
for
think they
her
were.
to be also being backed by the head of the label, she just got married to Tommy Mottola. It was so much that they were waiting for to shit on Mariah for. And when she went on tour, they finally got it. Because everything, Mark, like you said, once the whole Millie Vanilli shit came out and people was like, is she really singing? Is this really true? She bust everybody's shit with Unplugged. She was like, ha, y'all thought I couldn't sing, right? Boom. Now
Gotcha,
say
bitch.
something. Now, right,
Say
now
something.
say something. So
Yeah,
now you
like,
can't say,
like Brittany. Say
yeah,
something.
right. Like she was like, I got you. So what you gonna do now? Now she comes out with Music Box and they put her in stadiums and they like the media and all that know there's a difference between stadiums and theaters. And they knew that Mariah is a studio rat. They knew this and they knew this was going to, they was like, let's see how she do. And she bombed. Like she bombed. She even talked about it. And the
Yeah, she talked
media
about it.
ate
She
her up.
knows she's a self. One thing about Mariah, she's a very self-aware person.
Very aware.
which is what I
Okay.
learned in her book, with the book. And especially the fact I listened to the audio, like to hear her say it and how, like, I always liked Mariah Carey, but I liked her even more after the book.
Yeah, and she knew. That's why it's a performance. I forgot where it was. It might have been Boston and back in '93, and she was like, "Y'all, I want y'all to be nice tonight." Like she knew that the media was eating her up. You know what I'm saying? And then she was like, and that night, and I listened to it. Mariah was like, "I got something to prove to y'all motherfuckers." Like that's what that performance that night felt like. But I'm listening to the audio. I'm not seeing her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to the audio. Mariah sounds great, but let's see how she performs it, how she gives it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you gotta be dramatic, and Mariah, it didn't come off like that when you see her live. It's like Mariah is so interested, which is a good thing. She's interested on sounding perfect. She wants to sound like the record. She wants to sound like that. But when you on stage, let it be raw. Hey, if you fuck up, fuck up. Okay, big deal. You a singer, you can flip your way around it.
What JR is saying, don't listen to him. Please don't be on stage embarrassing us.
Oh my God! See, no,
Please try to hit your notes. Please try to hit your notes, people. You know how I feel about that. Don't come through here being close.
Y'all know what I mean. Don't pay attention to no Mark. Let things happen naturally on stage, please. Just
let
it
things happen naturally in rehearsal, and then once you get that shit right, then go on the damn stage.
Oh my God. I can't. But y'all know what I mean. Again, it was just like she sounded perfect. She's supposed to sound perfect. That's what she is. But she's so interested in that rather than also entertaining the audience. And I think that's what it is. God damn it, Mark. Shit.
Anytime you need a friend, don't call that nigga.
Okay. Shit.
Coming from Elise, that means a lot. So.
Oh God! Oh, so Mark, you want to go to the balance because you already know how this is, right?
I want y'all to go ahead and dog them out real hard, like you going to, and then move the hell.
Okay, well, okay, we gonna go to the balance. We might as well go to Never Forget You. A recycled end of the road. Period. Period.
Oh, I don't like that song. I think she sounds great on it. And I love the lyrics. I love the writing through the whole album. I love every single song lyrically. But yeah, the end of the roadness, I can't even enjoy it, the song. Maybe if End of the Road never existed, I actually might like it.
Maybe. Me too.
But it sounds like soon as it comes in, that's what's in my head and I can't shake it.
You know,
like
what
you knew. What?
It sounds like an end of the road that I can like.
And we're dogging stuff. Oh, whoo, Mark, that was whoo. Jeez. Go ahead, proceed. Jeez.
Maybe I should stop there. Maybe I said did I say too much already?
I love it.
Earlier, I thought about it because I'm like, I have this beef against songs that are in like 6/8 time. So anything that's like pa pa. I had a vision of love. Nope, I don't really like. I don't like the time signature. I don't like things that like swing like that. That remind me of church too much in the wrong way. Like with them songs that just like went on forever and you could never get out of church. It's that kind of. And so like this, it's. I feel like every time they brought it back to that, they had two of those. I think on Emotions. What was it? Remember?
So Blessed.
So Blessed. Was there another one?
And is it? And you don't remember?
Was If It's Over another one? I don't know.
If It's Over, no. Nah, I would think If You Don't Remember.
Yeah, and you don't remember. I remember being like that on the unplugged, but
Yeah.
anytime it's like those 6-8 songs, it's hard for me to like it, man. But like, the thing about this is, it's like I find those sappy. That like, oh, let's rock with it. It's special. Oh, this is a nice song. And I feel like, first of all, with the sense that Babyface added to it, it almost throws me for a loop because there's something country about the way those synths show up. And it's like it's not a country
Ooh.
song. It's like
Yeah. No,
you know, it's like
yeah, it
she could have
does.
had slide guitar on it and it would have fit. It would have made you look at it sideways, but you know, it's just close enough to country without me being angry about it. And it is close enough to sappy without me being angry about it. Like I could rock with it. And then I thought it was really novel when Jermaine Dupri did remixes of it. Did you ever hear him?
No, I never heard the remixes.
Okay, so just whenever you get time, go
Okay.
find the remixes of Never Forget You so that you can roll your eyes and be like, this is. Oh, I don't want to say the JR word.
Okay, I got it. Really? So he didn't make
I
it
don't want to
no
take your
better?
time. Well, you know, it was. He made it sound like Jermaine Dupri did the track. And that they kept the same vocals. Oh, but wait though. The vocals, though. Y'all. The way Mariah sang the out of these lyrics, I mean, it's a simple kind of like torch song, and it didn't require a whole bunch on it. But when you get to the end of it, Mariah gives you all the belt, all the throat.
Yes, she
I'm
does.
like,
Yes, that I agree.
you know,
Yes.
it just makes you want to like call her every kind of name except for Mariah because the way this chick is singing, you just kind of like, I want to fight you right now. This violent kind of like, I know you not singing like you know, black people will come up and make their face was just like, you know, this is a person
Girl, I'm about to throw my shoe at you. Like,
right there.
what?
Get some throw it at you.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yes, yeah, she let go. She let go at the end of this. Yes.
and I don't know if she wanted to give that or Babyface had to like kind of elicit it from her, but I'm like, it was so there. And so when I don't hear people talking about Never Forget You, I'm like, did you hear it? Because if you got to the end, you remember.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. And then
Yeah.
it would. When Elise talked about a joint when she said one thing a Babyface record needs is him on it and his background on it. And I remember we had a conversation about the Tevin. And remember, at least we said on that fourth album, he had a Babyface written record, but
But it wasn't
Babyface
produced.
backgrounds wasn't on it. So it
Yeah,
did
Babyface. Yeah, he went on the backgrounds. He didn't produce it. He didn't.
no.
All he did was write the words on the paper here.
Yeah, and sing it. So it made a difference. So with me, I can find something positive in the record. The ending, like you said, Mark, she belts. But I like Babyface backgrounds on this. I do. I do. Like on the chorus, I love his background on it. It made the song for me. But other than that, I'm like, yeah, this is a ripoff. Tommy was like, I want an end of the road record. Give it to me. You know what I mean? Because this is 92. End of the road is every freaking where.
I'm trying
So
to think.
Tommy is like,
don't
I
know
want
about
that.
this and
I
not
want that.
Imagine if because like you said, he probably was like, I need another end of the road. Imagine if we would have got like a true like Babyface, like, you know, Tony type record or something like from him instead of this. And I just wonder what it would have sounded like
Like,
in this moment.
like when Mariah and Babyface did Every Time I Close My Eyes, we could have got something like that on this
Okay.
rather than something like that. That to me
Now
felt
that song is
more,
sappy, and I love that song.
and it feels so authentic to me.
So sappy.
It feels so authentic to me.
Everything
Never,
was nice?
yes,
Okay.
with Mariah on them backgrounds and Babyface, it
Oh
seems
yeah.
so authentic to me. Like they was in the studio and they just created this. This song, Never Forget You, feel like, y'all, this is the melody of the song. This is what it is. And Mariah always tell you, I am melodic writer. That's her. She writes, melodies. That's her. This melody ain't nothing but the end of the road. And guess who's on it? Babyface, Daryl Simmons. Like, come on. Like, KO is on the freaking bass. Like, come on. Like,
and going back to every time I close my eyes, I think the best part of the song is the backgrounds. It is Mariah in the background.
It was, yeah. It's like
every time I hear that, I'm like,
somebody's watching me, but like, okay, the song is cool, but like, we kind of just came here to hear Michael.
So to hear Michael, yes, yeah, yeah.
No disrespect, absolutely. We still gonna pay you, but
yeah.
We just gonna clap for you and stuff.
It's gonna be
right.
Fine. Just know why we came.
That part. Yeah.
Okay, but
yeah. So
at least I thought this was the one that you acted funny about because it was End of the Road. But I didn't like End of the Road at all. Like I've never really embraced it, and it was again End of the Road also sung the hell out of it. Like they earned all their coins on that joint. But like I didn't want to hear that, and it was inescapable.
Yes.
Never forget. Like it could have had that run. Maybe they just literally just retired of End of the Roads.
Maybe, but I felt like Tommy wanted that, so it was.
But, y'all,
this was his brainchild
a little bit, but this.
No, I can't forget this evening on your face of you and leaving. But I guess that's just the way the story goes. So a smile, but in your eyes, your heart shows. Yes, it's true.
My question is, how come you made that face, but you damn sure did sing All My Joy?
You have to know the lyrics to every song.
I know that. Listen,
in the world.
Listen, this again. This was one of them power ballads that was all over the place too. Like this was all over the place, and this was another one that I was just like, here we go. They about to overplay this, but this was a big record from Mariah overseas actually than it was here.
I didn't realize it was I think it was only #1 for a while.
Only #1 over there. So this was a big record over there.
But I think the original by Badfinger or Harry
Badfinger, yes.
So one of the reasons that I like this song so much is because I already knew this song. So it's one of those songs, the first time it came on, and I'm sitting there like, why do I know all the words to this song? Because it's been covered by 1,000 people.
Right.
Like this.
Yeah.
No, ain't nobody do it like that. It's good versions, but it ain't this. But but I already knew the song from listening to fucking the like classic or top 40 throwback radio, whatever.
Yeah. Because because I mean, Badfinger, this is a folk record, honestly. The original is very folkish. That's why I know Elise definitely knew that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, oh yeah, Elise know this because this was very folk. And then somebody else after them, what was his name? Harry something.
Harry Nilsson wrote the song.
Yes, but didn't he do it too?
And actually, I think his version was the biggest version.
Oh,
wait.
I know that.
No. I don't know if it's bigger than Mariah's, but it was at least comparable. Like, but that's the reason why I know the song, because of his version. But like, it's okay. It's the song for me. It's this chord right here. It's all the sappy, and it gives me all the
yes.
Young and the Restless. But like, I hear that, I'm just like, oh, whatever happened. But I'm like, I'm so in for it. It's like, it's sappy, but I actually believe it. And so like, it's the kind of sappy that actually gets me. And so when I hear like Without You, I'm not rolling my eyes like, oh, this shit right here. I'm like, oh, they can't live if living without you. It's like, it really got me like all body emotions. Like I would be singing it all in the shower. my first time singing in public was doing this terribly at karaoke. It was horrible. Hindsight, was kind of like, I don't know how I won the competition. Maybe everybody else was worse. But
So is this the way Mariah did this is a power ballad, right?
I would say yes.
Okay, because it takes me back to this is like 91 to 95. This is power ballads for our black artists, right? And I remember Tevin Campbell was on what was it? The We Sound Crazy podcast.
Oh,
And he was sitting there and he said, "This is what we're also missing with these new girls that's out. We have no more power ballads. We don't have them singing power ballads like what Mariah and what Whitney and what them was doing." But then I was like, Tevin, they're not vocally capable either. But
you gotta have power.
you gotta have power to do that. And Celine Dion and all that. And he was like, I would love for Beyonce to sing a power ballad.
She can and has and probably will again, and people have gotten used to ignoring it, and it's a damn shame.
Well, the only one I know is I Was Here. What other power ballads?
Oh, that's a specific look. Well, power ballad. Okay, you're right. Although, does Halo count? No. It's definitely pop. I feel like Beyonce has hit those kinds of notes before, and it just
Dangerously in Love.
not. That's so R&B. I wouldn't even consider that a power. Although she puts power into the ballads, and there's been plenty where like.
But I could.
Beyonce
I think that's a pop song that's sang soulful. I don't think it's a. I don't. That's a pop song that's just performed in a soulful way.
But which version are we talking about? The Beyonce solo version of Dangerously in Love, or are we talking about the Destiny Child version of Dangerously in Love? Well, that at least I agree. Because then with Mark, with the Destiny Child version,
I'm sorry, I meant the solo.
Yeah, the Destiny Child, that's a very black record. Like, you know what I mean? But the solo joint, I think that's very soulful, sung, poppy, for real, like for real.
I just realized that the Without You, the version that I knew was the Air Supply version, the group Air Supply.
Oh, okay.
That might be the version
big. I mean, so when I heard Mariah, I was like, I know, and they did it not that long, but they only did it. They did it like a few years before Mariah.
Okay.
It was an AC hit.
Okay. See, well, this is the lane that Tommy wanted her in, adult contemporary, and this is what this album gives.
It does. It does.
I mean, hello. I mean,
okay. There's nothing on here that reminds me of Without You, because that song was, yes, power ballad. I don't know. Would Hero count as a power ballad?
Yes.
It's very
I
close.
think so.
I feel like
just what's the definition of a power ballad? Because maybe not. Let's make sure we're on the same page.
To the Wikipedia for that one.
It has a strong because I'm thinking when it comes to power ballads, I'm thinking of all Celine Dion records. Honestly. With the guitar type of shit in it.
That's adult contemporary lane is that type of song.
Contemporary,
right.
Yes. But like I'd be thinking like the closing credits of a big blockbuster film, like with like License to Kill with Gladys Knight.
Sorry.
I mean, I wish people gave that its flowers, because like she did a Bond theme and y'all acting like she has not done what she's done. That joint right there, man, listen.
But Mark, let me give you $5 in the collection plate. You gotta go off.
And I just saw her live like a week or two ago.
I saw her live a year ago. Oh my God.
Voice still voices.
It's still voicing, period. She knows how to take it down a key, unlike
Don't. You was doing good, and then
I didn't say who. I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, Elise, can we get to change the subject real quick? Because your boy was something.
Now that I know that you want me.
What you want?
Yes!
What you
Listen,
need?
Melody better go off. What?
Yeah, okay, let me. Were they on the backgrounds for "To Be Around You" also? Because I don't know if I know who's in the background talking about do do
I think it was Trey. I think it was
do
doo doo
forever
doo
and ever and
doo
ever.
doo doo.
I love that song so much, yo. Let me tell you though, the
I think it's just
stuff.
Mariah. I think it's just her. I think it's just
No,
Mariah.
unless they pitched her, that she had to have some kind of help on there. Tell me she was. Um,
Oh no, I'm right. You're right. It's Trey
she had to
Lorenz
have all
and
the homies on
Cindy.
there.
Yeah, it's Cindy and Trey Lorenz and Deborah Cooper and
So
Mariah.
I didn't realize Deborah Cooper is. I'm sorry, this is not. This is a side train. I didn't realize Deborah Cooper had such a deep catalog. She was in Change. She was the one that was singing on them songs that Jimmy and Terry did for them.
I did not know that until maybe 2 years ago. I did
Right.
not know that.
I only learned about her when everything went down with CNC Music Factory, and we found like, oh, like Martha Wash's voice is not coming out of Zelma Davis, which Zelma Davis can sing, but it just isn't the same
Yes.
as Martha Wash's voice. So when
Right.
Martha was going through the litigation and stuff, and that was happening over there, they had Deborah Cooper come in and do a song with like CNC Music Factory, and I love it. I was like, oh, I thought they just got some girl. Nah, she's a lady that has been like dyed in the wool, a singer, and been like doing the thing for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
She's got credits everywhere, and I just hadn't really counted them up because again, it's Deborah Cooper is a very common name. You might just like gloss over it, but like once I heard like who she is and how she can do, I'm like, oh, I'll remember you now. I didn't know she's in the background of this.
Yep. She on and because I had to think about that part, and I'm like, was it Mariah by herself? But I was like, no, that sounded like Trey Lorenz on that too, and Cindy
Yeah.
was on that too. Woo woo, yes.
And so
Yeah,
when I
but that
now that I know, it was like that style again for me. Now I don't feel like it's as effective on Music Box as it was on Emotions, but like it was like their sound was very specific to like the early '90s, and it like had a swift high peak, and it kind of came down pretty fast too. And then also I think this is around the time that David Cole had passed actually.
Yeah,
So
because he died in '95. Yeah,
okay, yeah,
yeah, yeah. He died in '95. Yeah,
so talented.
them church chords. I'm telling you, you knew he was from the church. Period.
And I
With them,
always forget they did "I'm Every Woman" on the Bodyguard soundtrack.
yeah.
Totally forgot about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it was all good stuff happening. But like now that I know, it's like I gotta say the JR word. It's cute.
I really did.
I feel like it's a by the book dance song. Um, and like the production is there, the vocals are there, but
Right.
I didn't love the song itself, and so I'm just kind of like, I'll listen to it. It's nya around the house, even though like it's just she had all the firepower vocals on it, but it's just that one didn't grab me, and I feel bad because that's the kind of stuff where like if it's an album full of ballads, I go straight for the up tempos because I get bored.
Right. Right.
I mean,
see, I love that song. I especially love the writing on it. Um, yes, it is a by the book dance record, but I like records like that. Now, what I will say, and I kind of mentioned this to JR the other day, it does give a dated thing. From that specific period in the 90s, like people didn't keep on doing it. So it kind of didn't last. Like you said, it kind of went up, down, and then so everything, it just takes me back to this specific year. Like,
which is
Right.
great
Got you.
because
which
I
is
love
fine. It doesn't change how much I love it, but I just always notice it.
Mhm. I don't have smoke for the song. I only appreciate it for particular elements and not just the whole of it.
I see. For me, I love the chemistry with Mariah and CNC and the Music Factory. I love their
Yes,
chemistry. They
chemistry.
had great chemistry, and I think with this record, it just again it gave me something familiar with them because I love kind of like the intro of it because it gave me the intro of "You're So Cold," and
Yeah.
with them gospel keys, David is playing. and then the gospel flavor with all the girls on there. Let's just say all the girls, all of them on it. You know what I mean? And then when the beat comes in, it's like To Be Around You, like that. It gave me that. I was like, ooh, yes, like this was what I want after Anytime You Need a Friend. Like, but like Elise said, wait a minute. No, they're gonna give it to you. Just wait. Just be patient. Just be patient.
She wants you to take a nap with Music Box with a lullaby, an actual lullaby, and then the alarm clock is, and then the way it comes in, it's like
song with
all right, here we go.
The summer intro.
Right. She did this on this album a lot, because then after this, it's Balladville all the way again. And then we get to I've Been Thinking About You, which I love this record. It's my next favorite after Anytime You Need a Friend. I love this song.
It hit me. I forgot that I loved it. I went back and I listened. I was like, wait a minute. Why have I not been rocking this a lot? I'm like, lady, the way these vocals are, and it's like, she came in real quick, hit it real hard, and left. I'm like, because I really could have had a vamp that went on for a minute.
Yes, absolutely.
It was giving me the up-tempo hip-hop beats that I was looking for around that time. So my thinking about this, like particularly with the CNC tracks, is this is where Mariah got to hide some of the blackness on this album. Like they weren't able to drain it out of dance music because like they need us for that. Otherwise, it turns into EDM. Sorry, I don't want to have smoke for nobody. But
did he lie? No.
I just want to love everybody. I'm trying my best, y'all.
And if you say anything shady on the show, we just gonna amplify it. So I don't know why you trying to be sneaking it in. We're gonna be like, and ears.
You are
right.
You do like to see a good fight, so.
And do.
Like, and it's like I literally forgot that "Never Forget You" really should count as an R&B song. So like that's again a place where they kind of hid some soulfulness here. Like, and it was very light. It was very light, and so like
very light.
Very light. But like for I've Been Thinking About You, it's just like, oh well, this is the kind of soulfulness that is unthreatening. So you can have those beats be bigger and louder, and it doesn't make you think that your daughter's going to have next kids. So we just
you don't want to be shady though. Okay.
I don't know another way to put it.
Yeah, earlier I said Mariah was self-aware. I didn't say Mark was.
Right. This song is just so, it's a fun to me. It's kind of like a Dream Lover to me. It's fun. You know what I mean? And then, and how that beat just, again, in the beginning, and then that beat comes in. Don't know what's right for me. I've been, boom, I've been thinking about you. Oh, yeah. In the most peculiar way. Like, it's so ill. Like, and then she just goes off. Like, the bridge, when she's at the bridge, that bridge is sick.
Yeah. The bridge is over.
Come on, hip hop.
I've been thinking about you. I'm like,
I was like, Mariah, who do you think you are? Like, I was like, like,
nerve.
Like, anytime that comes up, I just go like,
that face right there. That's the face.
Yeah, like, did she just do this? Like, I'm like, damn, okay.
It was just a little bit of
she makes it so easy.
And again, like, I don't know which kind of fans appreciate this kind of Mariah song, because I don't hear nobody talking about it.
Not
like
at all.
It wasn't on the album. Like, they just hit it in the back, and nobody like looked and checked the back stock. I'm like, no. Did you realize she had a banger? Okay.
It was so dope when Renee did when Chastity when she used to have Midnight R&B Edition, and she did, I think it was Music Box first. I forgot another album it was, and I was like, what 5 songs is she gonna pick? And her number 4 was I've Been Thinking About You, and I said, finally somebody else talks about this record besides me, and she's a lamb. You know what I mean? That's a lamb. So for her to talk about this record, I was like, oh shit, somebody else likes it, because nobody talks about this song at all. Not.
Who else but Mariah put the word peculiar in a chorus? Don't worry, I'll wait.
Marvin Gaye?
Huh?
Marvin Gaye?
Yeah, I mean, yes, but
But I have to go way back. I know. All right. Yes.
Did he just pull a me, Elise? He
And
pulled a
did.
me. He did. And did. He did.
Did and will. Have I not introduced you to who I am?
Oh,
You're
God.
incorrigible, sir.
Yes, and thank you.
Never change.
At all.
I was going to do that anyway because that's how I
Oh, God.
In our live chat, I said JR is so fucking annoying. Never change.
Yeah, she sure did. I was like, well, damn.
I love it. I absolutely love
enjoy
it.
this about you.
Huh?
He said, I've come to enjoy this about you.
Touche.
Yes, I'm so happy. I'm glad. Yes, y'all like this joint. For real. I love it.
Yeah, I do.
love
I
this
like
record.
that, John.
Yeah, it's such a And then I guess we ended with All I Ever Wanted, but we didn't talk about Everything Fades Away, did we?
Oh, we didn't.
We didn't, even though it was the B-side of Hero.
No, kind of, sort of. Okay, so you can kind of group them together because I feel like All I Ever Wanted, Just to Hold You Again, and Hero very much sound similar to me. They hit the same notes. They had a similar format, and she sings them all like with the same care. I would say, and so
Right.
like if you loved Hero, then you wouldn't feel like that about like these ballads that are in the back because they would just give you more of what you're looking for. Because you feel the way you do about Hero, it's like, okay, I can take it or I can leave it. I'm glad for what it did for the album and for her. But Hero is not what I came to, like, Music Box. I came for everything else that she brought. So, like, it's just like, for the people who love Hero, it's for them.
Yeah.
And then, too, these are beautiful songs. And when she's saying, like, let me actually quote the lyrics because they're just so similar. I'm like, wait a minute, is this... Oh, it's so hard to believe, even though you're not my lover, even though you're not my friend, I would give my all to have you here, just to hold you once again. It's very much, I'd give my all just to have one night with you. I'd risk my life just to have your body next to mine. It's the same phrase, but like it's like she perfected it by the time I got to my all, and it turned into a number one that was on the chart for 385,000 weeks. So I like my all, but they play that song until I'm just kind of like, stop.
You knew it had to be a number one record for real.
Like before it was a single, but the way radio just ran that drill into the ground.
It made you not. Yeah, that was me too. All
You
I
know
ever
what?
want.
I never got sick of it though. But they did play it. But I love that song so much. It didn't hit me with the annoyance that had I liked it a little bit less, it would have annoyed me.
Yeah.
I mean, we already like the song. You're like, well, play it again. I don't get I just don't think I can.
I love that. That song, it's like it just goes straight into it, bypass my ears and just goes straight to my soul.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Like it get me in my feelings. It get me. I can be, emo, grumpy at least.
JR, why don't you like All I've Ever Wanted more? Because it is very Love Takes Time, even with it being at the end of the record. And you
Again,
love Takes Time.
I love Love Takes Time. Yeah, and on some of the copies, it's not even on the back of the track listing.
I didn't know about that story till this year.
Yes, some of it is not, and I'm like, damn. Again, with this song, it's just I'm still on a highway. I've been thinking about you.
That's all in your voice. My God, see that's
No. I know. Again, this is a beautiful song, but to me, it's very boring. To me, it's a boring record. To me, I'm bored with it. So after coming off with I've Been Thinking About You, which is a favorite of mine, I would have loved for it to go into Everything Fades Away because it's so different. But Walter did an interview and said they wanted that on the album. They wanted Everything Fades Away, but they went with All I Ever Wanted. So again, that makes me even feel some type of way because I'm like, you motherfuckers, we could have gotten Everything Fades Away on the American joint. Mariah wanted it, Walter wanted it, and you motherfuckers put All I Ever Wanted on there. You punks. Like, that's, I was so, like, yo, I was tight. Like, even though the song is okay, like you said, it's beautifully, I think Tommy just thought the song was written about him for me. And again, it also happens that they just got married, so it could address that as well. You know what I mean? So I'm getting all of that, but then I'm like, we really could have got this as a freaking the last song on the album. Really? And y'all picked All I Ever Wanted?
Do you know anything about how overseas audiences responded to Everything Fades Away? Because I don't think I was aware that that was like a fan fave until JoJo like showed up and like came backstage with Mariah and they did the quick thing. I'm like, oh, what's this joint? Oh, okay. And, but like I didn't know it like that. Now that I listen to it, I'm hearing like the levels of the backgrounds and the layers and whatnot they're recreating. I'm like, oh, that's why people like this. This is it's kind of easy to see and like it entirely missed me that Will Downing is like got a feature.
I was just about to say, shout out to Will Downing. Like, him and Mariah worked again when they were on Trey Lorenz's album. And what was the song? It's track 9. It's something goodbye. God
Yeah.
dang it. What is the song called?
JR, you know what this is to me?
Right.
Everything Fades Away on Music Box is like Almost Gone on Mary. With Layla just like in the cut.
Don't even get me. I
Just,
get mad at that too. You knew I was mad with it. That's why you got me the damn album with it on it. I was like, yo, I'm so mad that that song wasn't on the Mary album. It fits the feeling and the ooh, but when
that train is never late
at all, at all, Elise.
Did you know that JR is not at all passionate about anything? He has zero passion. He's like nonchalant even.
I was confused because I thought JR was the one that wasn't rocking with the album.
Like, as much, again, I'm not going to bash this album at all because, like you said, Mark, in the beginning of the show, you said there's not a bad song. It isn't. None of these songs are bad. It's just what the flavor of, it's some of the songs just didn't hit me. That's just what it is. And that's why I'm not bashing it. I'm not shitting on it like, oh, these songs are horrible. No.
Certain songs that just don't hit until you live life and like you go through the thing, and then you come back and you hear it and you're like, oh, that's what you were talking. Oh, I didn't know like when I was 12, 13, but now that I'm 50, 11, I'm like, oh, okay.
Not a whole 50, 11.
Something's wrong with Mark. Oh God, I love it. But the song I was thinking about with Will Downing and Mariah when they worked on Trey Lorenz's on his How Can I Say Goodbye on his 1992 album. Them two are on the backgrounds of it. So them two have worked together before, and that was good. And then to do Everything Fades Away, it was just beautiful. It's a beautiful record. I'm just like, oh, that's why I'm so glad I got this vinyl with it on.
The Crave imprint that Mariah had through Sony, that had Allure on it, that had Trey Lorenz. Do you know why or when the label expired? Like, it has something to do with, I think, something with Tommy Mottola or Sony, right?
Oh, you talking about when she had her deal, her label, right?
Allure was actually making hits. Like, I was be like Maverick, where you actually get people popping off because of this. And I feel like she would have definitely given Trey Lorenz like a second album, like on that label. She had the shot.
I think it's just the fact that once her and Tommy split, I think Mariah was just like, "You take whatever, I'm out." You know what I mean? Like, I think again, it was just like she had to get out of that building after her and Tommy was done. She could not stay in that Sony building at all because it was just too much. It was too much. It's personal business. It was a lot. And I think Mariah was just like, I don't even want it. Like, go ahead. You know what I mean? Because I think, to be honest, if Mariah would have had that label, I think she would have put Kelly Price on there. I don't think Kelly would have went to Def Jam. I don't think she would have went there. I think Mariah would have put her on her label. For real. If she'd have kept it.
Together since Music Box?
Who?
Kelly and Mariah.
Oh no, Kelly worked all the way up to even Rainbow.
Oh, word?
She worked on Rainbow because she's even on Thank God I Found You. She's on the remix for her and Joe.
Yeah, she's definitely on Thank God I Found You. I definitely
she's on the remix. Yeah, she was there. She did. She worked all the way up to Rainbow.
You can't even ignore the fact that she on there because you hear her clearly. And do.
To Get Me Off This Label album, she called it. Wow.
Yes. Yeah. She was about done. It was like, yo, I gotta be out. You know what I mean? And it's just like this is why I think, and I don't know if y'all agree with this, but this is the album that Tommy wanted her to make again with Daydream to me. He wanted another music box. And since Mariah didn't give it, you know who he gave it to? Celine. I feel like the album that he wanted Mariah to make was that Falling Into You album that Celine did. And I say that because when Mariah did that Daydream, I don't think Tommy thought Fantasy was going to hit the way it did. I don't think he did. I didn't think he was going to. And a lot of those songs, he didn't want her to do at all.
Are you talking about Falling Into You, or let's talk about, I forget what it's.
Falling Into You. I'm talking about because to me, the Daydream album, Mariah should have got something at the freaking Grammys. Let's just be real for what it is. Like, she should have got something. And she sat there with the biggest album of the year going on. Well, wait, Alanis Morissette album. I forgot about that. But she should have got something. And Tommy Mottola and Celine said her and Tommy Mottola and her husband got together when they was doing Falling Into You, and he was giving her all these songs, and she was like, boom. I think a lot of those songs Tommy might have been like, Mariah, do some of these, and she probably said no. And how her album ended up winning like album of the year, song of the year for this, all this, and Mariah couldn't get that the year before with a big album that she got. And I think Tommy wanted her to sit there and be like, you should have listened to me. That's how I feel.
So that's really raggedy, I think. And I'm going to say something I may regret. I hope I don't regret it. But I feel like Music Box gets the smoke that Daydream deserves. There was so many.
Okay.
Like, I was hearing Forever on the radio all the time. And it's like Vision of Love without any of the soul in it for me. Like, just straight, like, 50s doo-wop, Bobby Darin, whatever. And, like, I wasn't here for it. Or what was the cover? Open Arms.
She don't even like that. Mariah didn't like it either.
You know, and I think there's also another huge ballad from there. Like, I don't count Always Be My Baby as a ballad, but like,
I Am Free.
Yeah, I think that might have been it. Like, I remember listening to it, like, and I'm still like a teenager. I'm looking for stuff that's going like dee 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 dee, and this stuff is going, and I'm going. So I'm like, I had such a hard time with Daydream, even though Fantasy, like, I love the album version even before like ODB was on the joint, and then we started getting like the Daydream like remixes and gosh, I forget what they call this.
You know what? I'm sorry, Mark. I just thought about something right quick. Babyface and Mariah got it right on the Daydream album because when they did Melt Away, that's what sounded good to me.
Okay.
Melt Away was a great record compared to Never Forget You. That's what we should have gotten. That, to me, Melt Away is what we should have gotten. I'm sorry. That was a record that Babyface
still was holding on. Oh, man, he still was holding on.
No, because I was like, wait a minute. Babyface and her did something else. And I was like, wait a minute, they did something on Daydream because you brought it up. And I was like, Melt Away. That's what it was. Now that was a record.
You did a me, because that's shit I do. It'd be some shit from 30 minutes earlier, and then it finally hit me. And I'm
Yes.
like,
Yes.
this is
I'm sorry, Mark. I'm sorry. That was
sorry to
on my
interrupt
mind.
Not
And I
even a
was
little
like,
bit mad. Not even a touch or a taste.
I really did pull a Elise just now. I was like, wait a minute. I just thought about something. They did work together again on Daydream and Melt Away. Yes, that's a record. That is a record to me. We could have gotten that compared to that.
Well, I'm so glad that I'm talking to people who would want to fight for this album or behind this album or something. Because, like, yeah,
Yes.
some people just like, it's whatever, But, like, the artistry that is on this album is super high level. So, like, it makes me feel a particular way when they're just, like, playing it to the left, like, oh, like, anybody can do that. Anybody? Find me this anybody. I would like to see them. I'd like to hear them live. So,
Ooh, 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 boom.
boom goes said dynamite.
Okay.
just like,
See,
Yeah.
so Mark, I only had opinions about the album. Whoever shits on Music Box,
yeah.
you bugging.
Because Mark, I
Bugging.
told you, I said, I'm not saying he doesn't like the album. He just has some strong opinions
Opinions,
about the
yes.
album.
And
Yes.
it elicits those, of course. Again, when you have something that, well, when you sell this much, of course, there's going to be something that's going to make somebody upset. But
Yes.
like, there's going to be a whole bunch of people who should fight you on it. But I didn't get why people were acting funny about it. So.
Oh yeah, they go in on this, and I see that on social media a lot, and they just be like, and I'll be like, no, y'all didn't listen, and that's how Elise says it too, and I start realizing that with a lot of people. A lot of people ain't even listened to the album. That's just what it was. And they know the singles, and that's it. And they be like,
There's so
oh,
many singles, you pretty much got most of the album if you heard them. So.
true, true that. Because back then, where albums can actually have 5 to 7 singles and be good. You know what I mean? Like now,
albums be on charts for 2 and 3 and 4 years and shit.
right?
My
And,
God.
and Mariah was doing fucking albums
Evan
every
Campbell.
year.
That nigga stayed on the he had one album on the charts for like 3-4 years. That's crazy.
But I don't think people were putting out albums as fast. They weren't as cheap to make. And it took a minute to actually climb up them rungs on the ladder. So like, yeah, you had to fight to get there, fight to stay there. So like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
Yeah, and this album, 32 million. Tommy had a vision, and it worked. Period. Like it worked. Can't hate on it. It is what it is. You might not like some of the songs, but goddamn it, like Mark said, it ain't a bad song on this album. It's just how you feel about it, and that's just what it is.
So, Elise, I feel like you usually have a thing for me to do. Can we do the thing?
Hey, JR,
Yes.
I'm not fooling him. Can you announce this part of the show?
So we had Elise's favorite part of the show, and it is word song association.
Thank
So
you, JR.
you're welcome. No problem. Now back to you.
JR. Well, today's word association is going to be a word song association. And I am going to give you songs by women from 1993 in R&B. And you give me the first thought or first memory or feeling from that song.
Okay. I already like it.
We're going to start off with Shantae Moore, It's All Right.
Okay, you know what's funny? I just talked to her this week for the first time in like years.
Wow.
And it's so funny because she's like cool people from church. And she really is like super down to earth and funny, but like the song I liked in a particular way when it hit like in 92, but like if you see her do it live, it turns into like worship, it turns into church, and it's just kind of like you really have to have like like a Grinch heart, like a Stone Cold Tin Man to not be like, oh my God, this woman is singing
Oh
with her
my.
whole throat, and she still sounds like that after 30 years. So, just, yeah, Shantae the friend, love her. Shantae the singer, love her. I got nothing bad to say there, and that song right there is the business.
It is.
And
It's
it's
it's one of my records on the wall, the 12 of it.
My God, a fave. Let's start with her. You know that Precious actually came out in '92. Did the single come out in '93? Was it on the charts in '93?
Parts.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because
Hmm.
I feel like somebody you gonna have to mention to me. I want to see if you do or not. Because it's kind of associated with this album in a sense. But who else you got?
So annoying. All right. Next we got ooh, Kiss of Life. Shut it. Yeah.
Okay, so my mama can't watch this, right? I think Kiss of Life is like the sexiest song on the face of the earth.
It is a sexy song.
Like just the video with the red light, and it's just like yeah, my mama can't watch this. It definitely got it into the Kiss of Life several times. It's a joint of choice. Uh,
Oh my!
it's just and it's like so serious. I gotta have the album version because if you cut out that piece for the radio edit, I will notice and I'll be mad because that's my part. I gotta have the breakdown with the bass, the doom, doom, like, mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do things.
Agreed.
Facts.
But anyway,
I no, I understand it.
yup,
That that song
yup.
is transcendent.
Okay.
And her, God, just anyway. We never talk about the fact that we got a Sade nude on an album cover with Love Deluxe, and it's just like it just went unnoticed because it was so artsy. But I'm just kind of like, no, no, this is close to we ever getting to them. Anyway,
Naked
what's the
City.
next one?
You're so silly.
Yeah.
All right, next is going to be Mary J. Blige, Reminisce.
Oh, now reminisce too. I kicked on the B-boy. Yeah, I'm Victoria's Secret. I love it. Okay, it's the remix for me. It's the remix.
The remix for me.
Because when you got the sample of "They Reminisce Over You" like mixed in there, that's when I
Mm.
really started liking the song. And like I had a feeling for it because I remember when "Reminisce" was supposed to be the title of the album. I think it was on the "You Remind Me" single, maybe. But like, yeah,
Mhm.
"Reminisce" is like a classic. It reminds me of when I had to really like work hard to get $6.99 so I could buy the maxi single so I could get the remix. It was it wasn't $1.29 like it is now. You had to work. So either that or wait till it came on BET all day. So um, yeah, that was a yes, please and thanks.
It's so funny because I was just talking to JR yesterday, talking about maxi singles. I talked about maxi singles for like 30 minutes.
My God,
Yes, you did. Yes, yes.
okay.
JR was saying nothing. I was just like,
I was like, well, go off, sis. Like,
get no words in.
If it wasn't for Maxi Singles, I wouldn't know about that Anytime You Need a Friend remix because that's how it came through. And like, what I love is when something hits you like that, and you're like, did anybody else feel that but me? And then you find somebody else over in the corner like, yeah, yeah, I heard that too. But like, okay, see, so you feel me? Somebody has to because I'm like, my God. But these Maxi Singles, if you didn't spend the $6.99, it wasn't always on the $3.49
right?
version.
Nope.
Or this, even the cheap
Mark,
cassette, the cheap, what?
you were like, Erica, damn, y'all feel that?
Exactly. The mothership can't save you, so your ass is gonna get laughed.
You know?
You got another one for me?
I do. I got two more.
Okay, okay. Because I gotta. All right, let me see.
It's gonna be no. I'm not gonna pick that one.
It might be the
She be
one that
difficult now.
Mark wanted you to
She be
do.
difficult now. I know. You hear me? You hear me thinking?
Let's go. Okay, another sad love song.
Ding
Tony.
ding 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 ding.
Oh, that's the
Oh,
one you were hoping
that's
I
the
would.
one.
Oh,
Oh,
Because Tony Braxton's self-titled album had to fight off Music Box to get to number one, and I think it was only there for 1 week. So like Mariah was fighting for hers, but so was Tony fighting for hers because I think Music Box had hit number one previously, but then it came back and was number one again, and so like you had to push Music Box out the way and Doggy Style out the way like to get to one because like it was just heavy hitters there, and Janet was on the charts too, so like she kind of had to like double dutch her way through all these heavy hitters to get to number one. Like Tony fought for this, and this isn't out. Like I just wrote about that for Albumism, and I still got to write about Music Box for Albumism. But like these two albums, I think are during the same time, but they're so different kinds of pop R&B that I'm like you should study them both. It is so important. But as far as another sad love song, it's "Ooh, I heard her on the radio last night." So sad. That's all I got.
well, if anybody has seen our Tony Braxton uh self-titled episode,
Wait a minute, because
my
I had to watch it to study before I wrote about it for
uh,
Albumism.
but
Y'all,
if y'all remember that episode of Catch That, my favorite part of that song, "Here Come the Strings." That's my favorite part of the song.
I
As
thought
soon
you
as
were gonna
somebody
do
say
it.
another sad love song, that's mine. None of the other part. I go
hey,
straight
look.
there.
I thought you
So
were gonna do it right before after you said the title. I thought you was gonna be like, "Here comes the strings." I thought you was
It's
gonna do
somebody strings only takes a beat. Okay.
and then it starts killing me down. Okay, so Tony Braxton has this great ability to put wall slide into any song. Without You is my wall slide song. He's like, "Ah, ah." It's all of that. And I'm just with the drama on it. I can't help it.
it.
Mm.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, it's so dramatic. It's just so. Oh, God.
Like, come on, everybody, let's all go get sad.
This is why I can't stand it.
Why y'all like this?
I hate Elise.
I hate y'all. I literally do not like y'all at all. At least you a fool, y'all.
Oh God. Oh.
Oh Jesus. Oh my God. At least you did this shit twice in this episode, dog. Like,
I ain't doing that,
See,
oh God.
look what you done did.
Yes, girl.
Oh my Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
man. Right. And
Oh, you not done? You
one
you
more.
yeah,
One more.
what you
Don't be
got?
like that. Don't act like that. It's uncivilized. Oh, I just heard it. Oh, it was Shanice. It's for you.
What? What? Wait, no, wait. Why are you playing? Why are you playing? You know it's my favorite Shawnee's song ever, right? Like, I Love
I,
Your Smile is huge. And I love Your Smile, but it's for you. How'd you doing the
and
Yeah,
you,
yeah. I don't know why it's not on streaming though.
Is it not? And like I just again like I hate that if it's not on streaming, people act like it doesn't exist. That joint there was heat.
Yes, Lord.
Oh my God, Michelangelo Salisbury. Like for everything that Portrait didn't get to do, they came through for Faith, for Shanice. Wait, is that okay? Yeah, I see it now. The Motown promo.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I listened to the
I
instrument.
love it.
I listened to the album version because that is just that song was everything for me. It really was. I'm not even lying.
I love that record.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna hit you with the. I ain't always go to the obvious
I
because
see.
I could have did Janet, every, but
Yeah, the obvious.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
yet,
You hit him with Shantae Moore off the break. Like, yeah, yeah. You were not playing with this one
so you did
at
this
all.
to me on purpose. This
no,
is
I did. That was very intentional. I know what you like
you don't know me, nigga.
and do, but anyway,
A little bit
look,
around the crust, around the edges. Just
but Mr. Mark Chappelle,
yes,
thank you
ma'am.
for hanging out with us again.
You
As
kicked me out.
usual.
Did I say something wrong?
No, no.
I can keep going if you want.
This is one of, again, it's gonna be one of my favorite episodes. It's always with Mark, I
I
swear.
was so concerned though, because I'm like, oh Lord, we gonna get to fighting.
Yeah, oh, because I actually love her era from 91 to 97. I'm good on. I'm good.
Okay,
I'm
because I
good.
can't believe you've never done a Mariah album on R&B Representatives Catch That before.
Nobody never picked it.
Nobody picked it.
And this isn't like the likely choice either. I figured people would choose Butterfly. It's just that's the obvious one to go for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure
Yeah.
somebody will get that next. So, but
I
I
wouldn't mind
got
talking about that
somebody
though.
that's coming on talking about emotions though.
who?
I got somebody coming on talking about emotions. I asked them to do it.
I'm
And
here for it.
oh God, I'm so
Oh, you
here
didn't
for
even
it.
tell me, so I don't even know.
Huh?
You didn't even tell me,
I
Keep
thought
it
I
in suspense.
did.
and
Ooh.
didn't.
Oh, my bad.
So, so didn't.
Oh, my bad. Ooh.
So yes, thank you for not cutting me. Too bad.
Mark, Mark, like I'm staying out of this.
Yes.
Look, there's some smoke I want, others I don't. I get in the middle of all this.
Everybody, they be like, mm-mm.
Nah, y'all go ahead.
Hey, did you see two niggas over there fighting? I'm like, I don't see nothing.
Mm-mm. I'm just
Oh,
over here staying in the background. But yeah. So
I need oxygen. I need air with y'all. I swear.
how you supposed to breathe with no air? But anyway, Mark,
God.
how about you let folks know what if it's anything you want to tell folks about that you're up to or anything you got going on that you'd like to share?
You know what? Because it might have been some of your people that did this. I write on medium.com right now, and I got a whole bunch of people after asking somebody for help. It might have been Elise, it might not have been, who's to say? But like people came and added me on medium.com so that I could be part of their partner program and actually sometimes get some royalties from the work that I write. And I did this article on Shaka Khan that actually went viral. And well, frankly, it was supposed to be because it was supposed to get re-released, but it's still not on streaming. I don't know what that's about. But people actually came through and read the article and shared the article and posted it on Facebook and added me.
That's so dope.
Like, and again, like it's not like you can get rich off of this stuff, but I'm like, it really is nice to have somebody be like, hey, you did a really really great job. Let me give you some of the profits this here. So it's like I think everyone
Yes.
should actually get to make some money from it. So like that's on Medium now. I'll probably be writing some other stuff on that when it's like really specific to me. Other than that, like I really love being able to have albumism as an outlet because it's just a huge outlet, and I still have to write the article about Music Box and Tony Braxton, and then I'm also doing an article about Sherelle's affair that you may have heard of, maybe I don't know.
Now I don't know that
That'll be
album too well.
Oh,
No. No,
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't know
gonna
it
teach
too
y'all
well.
something.
No, it definitely wasn't the one we was gonna release
I don't know nothing about that.
instead of
Yeah,
this
I don't
one.
either.
I don't know
Did you
nothing
think
about
we was gonna get through the whole time and be not give you some fever about that?
that.
You're sadly mistaken, sir.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I give you the business
He
at
came
every possible opportunity.
demanding.
I asked
It,
you
it
if
was
you.
very aggressive.
I
It was
gave
in
you
like all
the
caps.
opportunity. All caps. Wait a minute. You gonna sit here and mischaracterize my
I'm
life?
lying right now.
'Cause,
I think there was some caps in there though.
it might have been. So I'm like, I can't be like, I ain't gonna call you a liar yet.
It
Anyway,
was real. It was very loud.
so please read my writing. I have a link tree. It's linktr.ee/ Mark Chappelle, MarkChappelle. And I don't know how long Twitter's gonna last before that dude that got it messes everything up. But right now, that's where I always spend all the time with the social media and whatnot. Until something else come around, I'll be looking. I'm on Spoutable, on Mastodon. Um, what else is there? I'm just looking for whatever's the next non-Twitter thing, because man, this brother. Anyway, um, follow.
Yeah.
I like chat about music. I like giving Elise the business, and J.R. Switzerland. He don't bother nobody. I don't bother him. But Elise, she's a terrorist, so she has to be dealt with. Um, what?
That's not even the truth. He be
It's
coming for
absolutely
JR
the whole
too.
ass truth.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh yeah. On the
I
low low,
see it.
Mark do come for me. He just came for me
I
about 2 weeks ago.
I see it, and JR tell me everything.
It's a gentle correction. All right.
I
We
don't
put
like
extra
y'all.
on it.
I really don't. I
You putting
really
so
don't
much.
like it here. I don't like it here at all. I just do not like it here at
This,
all.
this is not a
No,
good show.
I don't like it
Listen,
here.
what happened. I was in school trying to get my education. I didn't see y'all for a whole ass year. So I got to make up for it. I got to come back here and talk a whole bunch of mess and ask you like, "Ooh, I want to come on again and talk about this and that." And like when it becomes like the JR, Elise, and Mark show, it's because I was over here being greedy, not letting nobody have a say. So it was me. I did that. You ain't got to be mad at me.
I don't think my blood pressure can handle that, Mark.
That's part of the goal.
I ain't trying to stroke out because of you.
Am I in your will? Because like you got some nice records behind you. What they do?
You get it. You get,
You can't play them all at the same time. You might as well give them up.
nah,
Stingy
it's
hell.
cute though. But no, in all seriousness though, we love you, Mark, and
Yes, for
I always like
sure.
to have your music
Yes.
point of view is an important point of view. So
My people.
Yes.
thank you.
And you know things, so it's always fun to talk to you.
Oh,
Yes.
And I'm rooting for you, so like, who else you talking to next? Spill tears, spill the beans, whatever.
I don't forgot.
Probably got something in there. Like I know you be keeping secrets. You're like, I don't know anything. All right, play them.
No, no,
The
not.
next thing you
I
know, it'll
actually
be
no,
like,
no.
hey, when you haven't died, warm.
anyway,
You
anyway,
are petty,
we like to
petty.
thank all our viewers
Yes,
Okay,
who hang out with us every week, even though
yes,
we act this way and y'all still come back. We really appreciate that. And that's
yes.
what family do. So bring us some more cousins over here. Subscribe, like, share this with your folks. And we will catch y'all on the next Catch That.
Peace.